episode 3 of 5, so I really appreciate them for giving us the time to finish this. I'm not going to be here too much longer, but, I've still got a job to do here, and, this is going to be, like, one of the hardest things I got to do, because I really like doing this. So, in case you're jumping in, or you're a little out of the loop, because we did kind of take a bit of a break, holidays and all that. Just a wee bit. 5 minutes from now, a Delta Green cell got activated to find out and plug a leak of some information about operation that occurred back in the 1960s. And they found the leak, and the leak proceeded to tell them the story of what happened in the 1960s and what led to them being involved in this big giant mess that's called Operation Obsidian. So, to ensure that we're going to do this right, I dressed up a little bit.
Only a tiny bit.
Only a little tiny bit. By the way, this isn't real, so...
Oh, good.
Yeah, the orange chip did not give that away.
Yeah. But some people do get that.
Sure.
It has an orange tip.
Yeah. So, we go to the 1960s. We meet the 60s era Delta Green agents, and they get involved in trying to find a missing U.S. Senator's son. And all the clues they found at the destroyed Pacific Ocean Park leads them to one of the biggest hotbeds in American history at that point in time. See, we were kind of fighting a war somewhere, of all places, Vietnam. And at this point in time, the war is starting to build up. Sometimes it's starting to wane. It really depends. According to the book here, at this point in time, January 1969 was when the players arrive, or we start meeting them again. There was approximately 475,200 troops in Indochina alone, and that's just in Vietnam, South Vietnam. Sadly, 11,000 soldiers had already passed on during the fight by the end of the year, and just the situation at home and the situation abroad just wasn't going very well. I mean, they just had the election in November of '68, and Richard Nixon won, and he also pledged to keep fighting the war, but also to bring the troops home, to give the war to the Army of South Vietnam, and sadly, history kind of shows what happened. Because my personal opinion, the war, we probably could have won, but it would have been more barbaric to just turn it into a parking lot. And, yeah, it's not like there were a whole lot of good guys on either end, from what history shows us. But here we are. It is January 1969. We're at a Air Force base that I can't recall the name. I think it was Tang Song, I think is what it was. And there...
Should have write that down.
Yeah, well, and there, a DC-3, something all the GIs call the rotators, Freedom Bird, lands. And it's either there to drop off military personnel or for them to pick up people whose time is already finished. And as the plane parks, taxis, the crew chiefs stop the jet and they shut off the motors, and the little step truck rolls up, stops, the door flips open, people start coming off the airplane, and dressed in his duty uniform, which is a light blue shirt, blue pants. He doesn't have his hat on because hats will flat out motors if they get sucked in. But with a single stripe on his shoulder, Airman with a big A, Hamilton Hamlin, has finally arrived in country.
Ah. Smell that warm jungle air.
Behind you, a couple of Marines are pushing you aside to get off the plane.
Oh, pardon me, soldiers.
We're Marines! As they say as they come down the stairs.
What rude, uncouth gestures. But I suppose certain things must be expressed by our brave boys fighting for freedom.
Another guy pushes you out of the way.
Pardon me.
Still the queen just in front of this plane. Oh, look at all of this. Oh, jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Sir, can you get down the steps? We've got a lot more troops.
Yes, I suppose my grand pronouncements will have to wait. I make my way down.
And everyone cheers.
Am I just working alone, or is anybody?
There would have been a lieutenant commander of the United States Navy who was on leave, but sadly he has elected not to come in tonight. Brad, we still have room for you if you want to come back in.
Yeah, we'd love to get in the remainder.
But we understand if you can't make it, man. We do love you, though.
Such is life.
Such is life.
Such is life.
You make it home.
Hope you enjoy waking up with a hamster.
Better not bring it. I'm gonna kill you again.
Again.
And as Hamlin is waiting for his bag to get tossed off the plane because they don't really have much of a conveyor, they just toss your duffel bag onto the ground because they've got everybody else's stuff to get off.
Careful, my typewriter's in there.
Why would you bring a typewriter?
It weighs like 25 pounds.
And you're in the Air Force.
It's an antique Underwood.
Oh,
How else will I write my missives in my important columns about the battle against international communism without that typewriter?
You don't.
Blah, blah, blah. As they toss more duffel bags and all the guys start picking up their stuff. As you lament your typewriter, a little Jeep pulls up and you see a guy. He's got OD greens on, like the duty uniform that they wore in the time. His says U.S. Marines though, and he's got like the subdued rank insignia of a second lieutenant. So they're not quite gold. I think they're not black bars, but I think they're like lighter color to denote that. So he comes running up to you.
Greetings.
Oh, thank God, you know not to salute officers. Okay. Hi.
Wait, is this guy my officer?
He's an officer.
Here's the thing, and they probably said this a lot at fire bases when the war was going on. You don't really want to salute officers out in the field because Viet Cong sniper.
Yes, that's why I did
would
it.
Shoot you or would shoot the officer, and there goes the chain of command.
Exactly. That's just my plan because I know the Viet Cong, Victor Charles, his other name, is as eyes everywhere. So I also Hampton Hamlin reporting for duty.
I'm Lieutenant Johnson. I'm with Dos Gringos, if you understand the meaning.
I do not, but pleased to meet you.
How about Delta Green? Does that make any sense?
Oh yes, that makes much more sense.
I'm your military liaison, sir, and
oh, absolutely.
You can call me Bob, but it's actually Lieutenant Johnson. You know, military people, all that. Then you hear the narrator go, "Yeah, that was me." And then it goes.
Oh.
So, if you could gather your bag, I'll take you over to temporary quarters, and we're gonna go meet at our HQ, if you call it that. We work out of MacVSOG, so it helps to distribute information that way. So, if you could just come with me, we also gotta pick up your cell.
Oh, absolutely.
He's so nice-mannered for the gruff asshole that we met in the base trying to kill us with
Oh,
the
well, this thing tells me a certain war changed him a little bit. As well as
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Made him the man he is today. Alright, so I'll follow. And I'll be like, oh, and by the way, I witnessed several obscene gestures, and I believe that is a swear word written upon the side of that airplane.
It says U.S. Air Force.
Oh, never mind.
Here, let
I
me
thought
help
it
you
said
with
our
your bag.
Force. You know, the humidity must be getting to me.
I'm sure it is. And then he drives off, and we follow the Jeep as it drives through the streets of Saigon. Saigon is packed. The locals there, the GIs that are there. There's just so much activity, and you see the GIs, but they're not like loaded for war. They're not getting ready to go back out into the field. They're on R&R, or they're awaiting assignments so that way they can get influxed into units that need personnel. So as the Jeep's driving around, we start to focus on the right tail light as it starts to blink, and then the tail light turns into like a pinball machine in a little rinky-dinky bar in Saigon where all these GRs are hanging out because there's cheap beer, cheaper thrills. That's the episode title, by the way, Cheap Thrills.
Nice.
And you see a couple of GIs are sitting hunched over. One of them's talking to the other one in hushed tones, like, "Man, I can't believe Lieutenant Niedermeyer, man. Every time." It's like, "Yeah, I know, I got a plan. All we got to do is..." Then the camera moves over, and there are 3 individuals sitting at a table enjoying a nice little bit of the local beer. One guy has a Red Cross, or sash, or not sash, a Red Cross emblem on his arm. One other individual has a military police brassard on their arm, who also looks too old to be in the military, but, there's a war. And there's finally also a sergeant sitting down drinking a beer as well.
I prefer the beer at home.
I don't know.
I don't mean America, I mean Germany.
It's good beer. Yankee Doodle, sing that song, Doodle. Yankee Doodle, sing that song all day. Finish singing.
I think
He's already had too much.
No.
I mean, and I motioned to the center of the table where there's at least 12 glasses, and he drank almost all of those. This is ridiculous.
But I keep
Nope. He's okay.
this way.
He's okay.
Doesn't even have much alcohol in it.
Doodle.
I don't think there's any blood left in this. It's just all alcohol.
Doodle.
For a military police officer, you're getting quite drunk.
And it's a Saturday, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
It's 5 o'clock at home.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it? I don't know, actually. That was a genuine question. I don't have a watch.
She's on island time, okay?
I hate island. Because I lived on an island.
Let's just go. If it's day here, it's probably night back at home.
Yeah, good. Yeah, probably right about right.
Told you. Totally except called jet lag is what I heard.
The time currently in Ho Chi Minh City, which was Saigon once upon a time, it is 9:57 in the morning.
Oh my gosh, look at
Drunk
that!
at 9:50.
Okay, in his defense, it would be like 10 o'clock at night.
Following my
It's
body's
Greenwich Mean
clock.
Time plus so.
It's beer o'clock.
Yeah, that'd be close to 10. Close to
Beer
10.
o'clock.
It's beer o'clock.
Not
I'll drink
like
to
they're
that.
gonna put me to work. Anyways, I'm too frail and old.
Why are you doing the air quotes?
I don't have paper to write my quotes on.
Thank God you supervise the desk at military police and Saigon.
God. If you were a field assignment, that would be chaos.
Well, who knows? Maybe he works better drunk than he does sober.
At home, I'm a field
I've
agent.
seen him drunk at work. It's not true.
So,
I
as
wonder if they got any pork.
Oh,
Long
no.
pig? You want some long pig?
No, we're not going through that again.
and as you three
Oh,
talk,
so gross.
there's a lieutenant who walks in. Who's like, "Wow, I thought I had to find all of you."
Hey!
You see
We're in
all
trouble.
those cans?
No. I'm here to brief.
That's why we're in trouble.
Doodah.
Do we have anything that
Mama
can,
San, coffee, black, now.
Oh,
This
good.
little Vietnamese lady walks up with a cup of coffee, sets it down. Drink that.
That will help flush the alcohol out of your system.
You know, when you get too drunk, you just need to drink a little bit more and then go to sleep.
No.
In the morning, but
no.
all better.
Nope.
I've got your other team member here in the Jeep. Then we cut that. Then we cut the ham, trying to fight away some of the locals from taking parts off the Jeep.
No. That is American property. Do not touch that. Soon you will all become wonderful citizens and you'll understand democracy and capitalism. But for now, you cannot take the Jeep.
They take the spare tire
No!
and run off.
That is, I will file a sternly worded report about your refusal to respect the
They
Jeep's
steal a
authority.
typewriter out of his bag.
No! My-
No, they don't go that far.
I know.
But then we cut back to
That'd been funny though.
then we cut back to Lieutenant Johnson. Are you going to drink that, or am I going to have to make you?
I drink.
You chug the whole coffee. Wheels inside wheels start to spin, and you are sober as a bird for about maybe 5 minutes.
Enough to remember this conversation.
Get in the Jeep now.
Let's go.
Come on, Sergeant.
Yeah, let's hurry up before Ham gets shanked somewhere.
We should take our time.
Somebody comes along. You know, he's an entertaining fellow, that man.
Push.
And then we screen wipe over to the left, and we are out. Yeah, star wipe, and we're clear. I like that Simpsons episode too. We cut to the headquarters, the unofficial headquarters of Mac v. SOG, and people are processing stuff as like where to go, what to do, military operations stuff, intelligence, all that. And Bob leads you into an office and shuts the door and says, "All right, everybody take a seat. I've got the case file right here, so oh, wow. Well, I'll tell you right now, I think General Westmoreland's idea that came up when this war started going on is it should still be a thing. Hearts and minds. You know, we don't want to oppress and destroy Vietnamese people. We want to win their hearts and minds, so they want to fight for freedom and all that. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah. So, you know, be courteous to the locals. Heard there was some trouble about the spare. We'll get another one. Airman Hamlin.
Yes. Sorry, I was just thinking about how those savages stole my spare tire.
Maybe we shouldn't call them savages that are trying to win their hearts and minds.
Is they native?
You're right. Let's call them pre-democratic embryo babies.
That sounds so much worse.
Just as bad. Just as bad.
Is we gonna call them Indians like the ones?
You know, I
that
know
No,
most Air
no.
Force people are weird,
Even
but
that.
you take the
That might
cake.
actually be worse.
So, okay, so for official covers, your battalion and company hasn't arrived yet. Yours still hasn't arrived yet either. Actually, both of you might be in the same group. Do you do desk work at the military police facility here?
I is as fit as a fiddle. I can be fighting with them young fellers.
Dude,
I
not
think
like
that
this.
it is insulting that y'all put me in a corner like I is this frail old lady.
And nobody puts a baby in a corner.
No, my good man. We must all battle communism in our own
Not
way.
yet.
Some of us behind the safety of a desk. I, for instance,
Sir,
take
back
that
in
burden.
my day, it didn't matter how old you are, you were in the ditch, and you fought in the ditch, you lived and died in the ditch.
And
What did you
grand
fight in
days
World
they
War
were.
One? Korea.
You were in Korea. You did, or you were in Korea. Is that probably?
And
the best
my
thing to
great grandpappy, let me tell you about him.
Oh.
Back in those days,
I
they
don't-
put, they
I
were
love
kind enough to put
I love history as much as the next guy does, but we have to move on with what's going on. So
Good job to do.
obviously we figured out that marijuana, I guess, that you guys found in the States, it's grown out here. We don't have an exact whereabouts location of the fields, especially that Black Lotus stuff we found that was mixed in with it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a good idea to start working Saigon, shake it from the bottom, see what falls out. I would urge you to use caution. Sometimes some of these guys, these are like, criminals, not like, kind of criminals, like,
Shoot you in the head and dump your body in the river.
yeah, and it would probably look very unfavorable if American GIs were found dead in Saigon in the river
Yep.
after asking the wrong amount of questions.
Don't worry about that. I don't intend to get shot again.
And if you get shot again, I'll be there to save you, hopefully.
Do you actually have any medical knowledge?
I got some.
Just
I'll
basic
have
first
some
aid.
whiskey.
Yeah,
on
I
duct tape.
got
You'll be
I
fine.
got some
Whiskey,
knowledge.
yes. Don't take that.
I was trained by by French saboteurs from World War II. So
Whiskey and duct tape.
No, I know some things.
Okay.
I will tell you this: we don't have a whole lot of time to take care of a lot of this stuff. As he pulls out his campaign, I would say maybe you have about a week to get some leads and find out what's going on.
Oh my. Tell me, are there any notorious underworld do-badders that we could visit for more information? Kingpins of crime in this sweltering hell of a city?
From what I've heard, there might be 2 or 3 people that we know of through our assets, like our some of our Arvin supporters. There's expatriate French type Armand Chevet.
Armand
He was
Chevet.
here prior, when the French were here.
Oh,
Remember
yes.
how well that worked out for him.
True heroes defending and staunch allies. Never shall the alliance cordial between the United States and France break down. Here's to France!
That's fine. Keep that down.
Okay.
I'm from Germany.
Boo.
No, half of them are good.
There's also like a little run of a kid, Vac Lac Poop. He's been seen sort of like on the outside of town, when they start rolling the convoys out to take the boys out the country. And then I think there's someone named Vutru Gian. She does a little bit of some light criminal work. You may want to talk to her. So it's up to you guys as to how you want to do this. I just would recommend no violence if you have to. And if you guys do come up with a location of the distributor and it's going to be a really rough thing, then I'm pretty sure we could go ahead and authorize one of the green boxes to get opened up.
Awesome.
Do we have any of the Black Lotus marijuana on hand?
Oh, no, because, come on. Right now, here, in this hellish place,
I
you
meant
really
to
think we're going to be...
use that as a starting point. Maybe say, hey, we're looking for this, and offer that.
What were you thinking?
Smoking it?
Well, yeah. I mean...
He's
I
not
assure
wrong.
you, none of us shall ever let that demon weed touch our nostrils.
At least not in this country.
At this point in time during the war, like one of the generals, General Abrams, because they were wanting to draw back and pull out, basically they noticed that a lot of the GIs that were involved in the conflict, they were smoking weed, they were using shotguns. This is like real talk.
Yeah, I know. But Hampton is super surprised by this, of course, because
Oh,
he is
yeah.
an idiot.
I mean, they don't have any definitive proof.
Checking yourself?
More
Well,
like
one should
I-
always check themselves before they wreck themselves. But basically, a lot of troops that were in the fight were also like using some of the harder stuff, like heroin and all that. And he was trying to do his best, not just to just to pull them out, but he was trying to save the army from the downwards decline that it was going into. Because fratricide was also a thing, as evidenced by those 2 guys talking
Yeah, the
about
fragment.
Lieutenant Niedermeyer. Let's see if anybody caught that reference. So, yeah, I think we might have something. We'll have to go check in some of the boxes in here. This is kind of the unofficial Delta Green hub.
Yeah.
So, we got your temporary barracks, but also once you guys get the whole distribution thing, and then once you figure out where this kid that you're looking for is, and if he's still in country, you guys will be authorized to go deeper in. We'll find some way to get you out there. But if it ends up that this kid's gone, like no longer in this plane of existence, like dead as a door now, we're going to pull you all back up. And you all will find your way home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll meet here in about a week. I got to do some other stuff for my real job, so Saigon's yours.
So how shall we
That's me, Bob.
how shall we divide and conquer these 3 contacts?
Can we hit all 3 at once?
Maybe very kind of difficult to hit all 3 at once. I think we should at least spend maybe split up on the. So we have Amon Chevette. Who are the other two?
Yes. Is it Fatla Ko or Fatla Ku?
I think Faklak Fu. Well, I actually used like a Vietnamese name generator, and I didn't get exactly give me a pronunciation. So if I'm butchering the Vietnamese language, I'm sorry, folks. We'll call him Thought, and then Vu Tru is the last one.
Thought. And Thought is like a little kid, right?
Thought's probably like a teenage.
Oh, okay.
I is good with the young people.
Somehow I doubt that.
All you have to do is give them a little liquor. They'll talk to you. Older person gives them liquor, they get excited about that.
That's
Tell
an
you.
international
After they're throwing
incident.
it up, they probably
You
don't get
sound like an
so
East
excited.
German.
Good thinking.
What is they like?
Awful.
Oh,
Depressing.
Bunch of dick bags.
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll keep them safe. They won't die on my watch.
Somehow I do believe that, actually.
I may be a little under the influence of Mama's liquor, but
I've
what was
worked
I talking about again?
Nothing.
Why are you guys still in my office?
Sorry.
You want to come with us? More married.
No.
No, you have
So I guess,
paperwork to do, I'm sure.
We'll leave you
I guess
to
we'll
it.
go to one of our barracks.
Well, your temporary quarters. You guys have. Hamlin has temporary quarters because he hasn't.
Oh, yes. Well, I start DJing, apparently.
That is
You haven't started your official job yet.
Excellent.
You're
No,
still
no.
acclimating the country.
I have some hilarious characters I can't wait to try out.
Can't wait to see. So which one has the most privates of the temporary quarters?
I'd say the NCO probably wouldn't have
Okay.
like a lot, and I think V's got the higher stripes.
Yeah.
I think you got 3. Then
Well,
I'll say-
honestly, they just wanted to hype me.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
So I guess we'll go to Dick's place. Let's go to Dick's place.
You guys enter, and there's nothing but beer bottles and whiskey bottles.
Charming.
all on the floor.
Good
And a
lord,
little
man.
cup.
How do you
Oh.
even still have a liver?
All the comforts of home.
So
Easy, you eat a lot of it.
So you're taking young thoughts.
eats?
Hey, eat liver. You never had a cooked liver before?
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, you eat it and you absorb its power.
This isn't
Okay,
Highlander.
cannibal. Okay, cannibals.
Well, not people liver. Narcs.
Oh, man.
When you ate that piece of human meat, it changed you.
Ooh,
It
was
changed
that the
you.
first time Special Agent Dawson has indulged?
Dick Dawson is a changed person.
Bigsby, why don't you and I take Chevette? He will be impressed by my understanding of French culture and
I have
cuisine.
worked with the French.
And your martial spirit will impress his Gallic soul.
Yeah, sure. Watching you getting punched in the fish shell to be entertaining.
I've literally worked with the French.
All right, maybe you and him should take it, and then I'll do Miss Dion alone.
You're gonna do with Thought?
I'll go deal with the youngin'.
There we go.
This is not gonna turn out great.
All 3 at
Splendid.
once.
Split the party. Split the
I
party.
won't be there to watch Hamilton, but
Now, I liked your idea earlier, showing them the thing that we're looking down.
yeah, the Black Lotus marijuana. I ought to get some of that if I know where we kept it, though. Gonna have to ask the CO about that.
Yeah, Lieutenant Bob. Yeah, we'll
Mr. Bob.
Let's make a stop at him first.
Yeah.
I'll follow y'all.
also need to find these people too.
Yes,
Yes.
I will begin searching for Miss Dion.
So,
It's probably not gonna be that hard to find.
so for you guys to do some investigating to find where these people are, because all you have is a name. You don't really have a location.
And we don't know anything else about them.
Yeah, or anything about anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, how many of you can actually speak Vietnamese? That's the other thing, too.
I got 3 in
Some
foreign
Frenchman.
language.
I have 2 in foreign language.
Okay. So,
I have circumstantial experience with the French.
This is gonna be.
I'm sure a lot of them speak French and English too, though. So
Yeah. But I'm thinking for Amon, probably speaks mostly French.
yeah.
All right. So you guys can start burning streetwise points.
Okay.
How about human
Human intelligence points as well.
for Armand Chevet,
Okay.
playing a Frenchman in a formerly French colony.
All right. You go ahead. You're going to go ahead and burn a point in human intelligence.
Yep.
So,
Excuse me.
You good?
I'm good.
I want to say human intelligence is more like gathered, like. I may have this wrong all the time, but we're still having fun with it.
I can burn a point streetwise. I have streetwise, so
Okay.
yeah.
So,
It's not a big deal to me.
by talking to some of the locals in town, some of the hookers or gangsters, whatever else, like small time thugs that would steal your watch, beat you up, take stuff away.
Yeah.
You learn that Chevet has like he's held up in like a little cafe. He has a couple of armed guards, but it's not like he's like running the show. He's not like a big kingpin of anything. He feels like he's being abandoned in the time. So, but you know that he's always having a cup of tea in about an hour or two from now, from what you've heard, in this cafe on like the rooftop, on the rooftop portion of it. So you guys can go meet him, but it may take like another point to get an actual meeting. You just know the location. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So should we head over there? Get over there a little bit early.
Yeah.
They got a good spot nearby.
Don't forget to pick up the marijuana, though.
Yeah.
So you know he's going to take
Good
it.
Don't forget
advice
to pick
in
up the
life
weed,
I,
though.
and
yeah,
game.
that's while I'm asking about it, you can go and get that.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and get the stuff.
Oh yeah, hey. You know what's really great about being here? I got this little kid that like I give a couple of bucks to, and he runs and gets me groceries. It's great, like fruits and stuff and like that. Like I'll give him the ration card too, so that way they can pick up a little bit. But I guess this is for you, and he hands you like a little dime bag of the lotus weed. So no,
Okay.
I'm kidding.
It's authentic.
He knows if I smell.
This isn't your local Maui Wowie, thank you.
This is pure
This is
100%
pure
Black
integrity.
Lotus. There's no Pineapple Express here.
Oh, man, you gotta keep referencing
I
Pineapple
know.
Express, evidently.
All right.
Yeah.
This will
Good
help
night,
in
the
the
row, man. Good night, the
investigation. Don't worry. It will help.
Don't lose it, okay?
I'll try not to.
Because we still need more of it for evidence. But yeah, just go ahead. Just let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'll be at my quarters for the end of the week. So, you want a piece of fruit? It's really good.
Don't know if I do. I mean, it's hard to come by good fruit.
I just had to do that. 'cause I
That's a
love
pretty good
Marvel.
sound actually.
Yeah, great
That's
Foley work with
Foley
the
work.
Thanks. That was good. Good one.
I'm great. I'll have some more for you at the end of the week. So go on,
Excellent.
go investigate. I'm here.
Have fun. Enjoy the city.
Enjoy looking
Find
for
out-
drugs.
Yep.
And not have anything come to it.
Do we actually know if these people are suppliers or...
We don't know if they're suppliers. We can definitely find out more if they know who these suppliers are, who the players in the game is, so we can at least confront that.
Or if they're dealers.
Pushers? Yeah.
Pushers, dealers.
Traffickers. I feel like Armand Chevet probably is not a dealer or a trafficker, but he's someone who knows some things. He probably knows who is pushing it and who's against them. Probably knows what's going on.
Alright.
So, V, what are you gonna do trying to find this kid?
I would like to burn a couple points in streetwise to hunt him down, figure out where he is at least.
As you talk with a lot of the ladies of the night in the morning, and everyone else that's in the local area, all the thugs and crooks and whatever else, they say he's usually on one of the roads that leads out of Saigon. Usually when they stop there before they get going and start heading out of country, and he's usually standing there in a fruit stand, saying, pass some bucks. He passes a couple bags, and they go on their way.
Okay.
And
And let my team know.
Okay, are you gonna go out there and meet him yourself?
Would y'all like to come with me, or do you think I could handle this? I mean, I found it after all. That just shows how capable I am at my age, even though God keep putting me in the corner.
See, I don't question your age. I question your sobriety.
You know, back in my day, nobody ever questioned sobriety. You either was or wasn't, and it wasn't nobody's business.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
On one hand, it would be best if we all get all three of these out of the way.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Are you saying you can't trust an FBI special agent to handle some street urchin?
I mean, I got hired after all.
I mean,
They brought me here for a reason.
will you remember that you don't have to do a citizen's arrest?
It was personal, and me as a citizen,
That you actually have the authority to make a regular arrest?
I could. You know, if it's not personal, I'll do it that way.
Are you
But if
currently
it's
not
personal,
drunk right now?
that is none of your business. It is none of your business, and it is none of your business.
And can you promise me you will not try to beat up and or shoot this kid?
Back in my day, a cop did what a cop had to do.
Jeez.
And an FBI agent's a step above a cop.
Well, she
That
has
was
my
not
entire
English.
confidence.
In light of my better judgment, fuck it. I've had it.
Fuck it.
Now,
That was our
no
one-time
need
use.
for profanity.
Yeah, we've used up profanity now. We can no longer be profane on stream.
I leave it in God's hands.
Well, I
I'll
don't
try not to
think
let
that
one
I'm
slip.
that nice.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I'll take it.
This is gonna be interesting to watch.
Hampton, what are you going to do?
Well,
What are you going to
Hampton,
use?
unsurprisingly, zero streetwise.
Oh no! This is going to be glorious.
I'm gonna burn. You know, I have two in CIA or the agency that is like I'm connected to. So maybe I could burn that. Like, I bet there's some.
You want to use your agency skill?
Yeah, I bet there's like some sleazy company man who knows where Dion is.
I don't know what that was.
That's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, I mean I think that's the most logical.
That also fits really into your character. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna do it.
that's
Somebody else is gonna do it for me.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll just ask. I will ask the authorities.
So, wouldn't you want to? Would that mean you're going to use one of your contacts?
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe I would invent a contact for this one.
So you would use your network skill. So who would you know in the CIA that would?
Yes, because nobody knows more about Vietnam than the CIA.
How many points in network are you going to put into this? 'Cause you should have 5.
Yeah, we haven't used any yet.
So that's on like the back page.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'll put like 3 into this one.
Okay. So who is this contact in the CIA? Is he going to be a South Vietnamese individual, or is it going to be a actual company man?
Oh, I think he probably actual company. Like he's an agent. I'm sure like we went to Princeton together or something. That's how I know him.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm just imagining. I'm thinking of like the guy on like Apocalypse Now, like just some total like nightmare of a guy who just sits in the corner being silent and then says "terminate with extreme prejudice" one time.
Wasn't that the associate producer in the movie? Or
Oh,
something
it
like
could
that?
be.
I forgot. I was because when I did research for all this stuff, I wanted to make sure, like, we kind of ran all the gamuts, but not of what popular culture in Vietnam meant. That meant sitting through like the latter half of the Vietnam War documentary that they got on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
Like
Ken
the Ken
Burns
Burns one?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Let's watch that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's great. And like I was halfway through like the last episode last night, so.
Oh man, the ending. It's so sad. I shouldn't spoil it. It's a really good.
I
ending.
got to when the last helicopter left Saigon. But,
alright.
Who would this company man be? You want someone who's just wearing glasses, who's probably also wearing like a white shirt and some slacks.
Yes, that's what I'm
That
thinking
is-
of.
Just dark sunglasses and.
Let's just call him like Agent Wallace.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and RP this out real quick.
Yeah, just like CIA contact. Princeton chum.
So, because you put the 3 points into Wallace, those 3 points are going to determine like the strength of how well he does or whatever you do. So if you want him to do 3 individual things, that's possible. But if you want him to utilize all 3 of those, then you also burn that contact as well. You can't really call on him to do anything again.
I mean, I think I'll burn them now.
Okay.
It seems like it's important to move the story.
So you don't have. Or,
I need to roll.
Yeah, you don't
Don't you
have
get
to
some
really-
dice anyways, though?
I should.
Yeah,
it's a
good idea. Good idea. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
So
Just by you reaching out and grabbing things.
Yeah. Good idea.
So you come across like a riverfront cafe. There is a man who is sitting at a table on his own. He's smoking cigarettes and going over like the paper.
And I say, I break into, of course, the famous Princeton chant.
Money, 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 we have it all.
Yes. money, 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 we have it all. Hey, old chum.
Want to just sit down?
Absolutely. Shall we reminisce about our time on the rowing team? Oh, those great rivers and...
Shut up. Sit down.
I sit down.
You keep on, if you make a big mess, people are going to start asking what the heck's going on.
Well, I suppose you're right.
So...
Well,
what do you
Mr. Agent Wallace,
Don't
it
say
appears...
agent out loud.
Good point, Mr. Wallace. It appears we are fighting the good fight together. I'm currently working with a certain other agency. I mean, I've done work for the company before, but now I'm with, well, let's call them Dos Gringos.
I have
The
no
two white
idea.
people.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but what do you need from me?
The location of a ne'er-do-well woman by the name of Vutro Dion.
Oh. She's usually double dealing. There'll be some NVA assets that come into Saigon every now and then, want intel. We feed her some bad stuff. And they take it and, well, the whole Ho Chi Minh Trail gets blown up another 5 feet.
5 feet closer to total victory.
God,
by the way, do you think I should approach her using an alias or a fake persona?
I can tell you she's going to be in the square up the road in about 20 minutes after she gets done talking to her NVA contact that we've seen her talk to.
Right.
You can go ahead and talk to her all you want.
Okay, I shall slip in. But under the guise of one of the fun personalities that I've also created for my new DJ career, you'll
They're
witness
putting you on the radio.
How could they not? They must have heard when I was talking about Soul Train in Los Angeles and decided it would be the best use of my considerable talents.
A vacuum would be a great considerable use of your talents.
Jeez.
Well,
I already told you where she's going to be. I already told you what she's doing here. Is there anything else you want?
just to say hello.
Oh, and yeah, I remember the chant. Now,
Very good.
make like the smoke. And blow.
Yeah, he heads out to find Miss Dion.
Then we cut to Engstrom and Thomas being escorted up to the rooftop cafe, where you guys see a Frenchman in a white suit jacket, white trousers. He's got on just a pair of Oxfords. He's got like a light blue shirt, and he's sitting there and he's enjoying his cup of tea, staring into the sky.
Bond villain-esque.
Mr. Bond.
Bonjour.
You do know French, right?
Me personally?
Yes.
A little bit.
Oh, bonjour.
Are you sure?
Mostly in terms of how to blow shit up and give directions to places to blow up. But yeah.
English, huh?
Okay.
Right again?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ne pas. I don't know a whole lot of French, so I'm sorry. So
English.
you would be who exactly?
I am. Would it be like what rank would I be at this point?
Say you're probably a corporal.
Corporal. Corporal Bixby at your service.
Corporal?
Corporal.
Are
Medical
you? Oh. Are you requiring some more advanced painkillers that I battle?
In a way. This is my partner, Engstrom.
German?
West.
West?
What's German agent?
Agent? As in
Oh.
a part of Bond? FBI?
No, just, wander on from Germany.
Very odd. However, I will let you know something right now that I do not just have these two strapping individuals here, and you see a couple of they look like they're gymnasts and part-time. Like they're built, but they don't really show it.
Yes.
They've got a couple of small submachine guns like Beretta 93, whatever.
Oh,
they were.
dang.
I would like to point in the direction of this. How do you 6 o'clock? 9 o'clock? Go ahead, take a look. By the way, if you want, here. He hands you a set of binoculars. At your 6 o'clock position, you see a sniper with a Lee Enfield rifle with a glass bottle wrapped around the barrel.
Clever.
So we have adopted
Very,
low technology to prepare in case this goes bad.
The Resistance would have been proud of your work.
But it's alright, Mr. Chevet. I'm not even armed.
As none of you should be, because we frisked you before you came in. So how can I help you strapping, dazzling American individuals in such a hellhole like this?
I'm trying to find a very particular type of painkiller.
Specifically, this. And I put the black velvet marijuana down.
This is trash. I don't deal with grass.
I'm sure you don't, and we would never assume that you do. We're just knowing if you know the players who push that sort of filth around.
I mean, a lot of our boys are on this stuff.
It seems very odd that this would be something your boys would be using. I could ask around, but I'm pretty sure all the people that I know would give me maybe a little bit of the same answer over and over again. Probably one of the big crime lords here in town. He tosses you the little backpack. Has the audacity to name himself after this beautiful city, and of course Americanize it, because who doesn't want to deal with Saigon, what have you, in normal Vietnamese? Saigon Johnny would be the person you want to look for.
That's quite a name.
Sounds like you have a bit of a beef with this guy.
Who wouldn't? He muscles into town. He believes he is
King?
a warlord, a king, and in reality, he's nothing more than how do you say, blanc rubbish?
White trash. Interesting you call him that.
I hear lots when I talk to some of your friendly gentlemen who look to chase away their pain because they see so much without there. So, I would say Saigon Johnny would be your best bet, but strangest things have happened. I mean, most people they sell lighter stuff, but they don't. I sell experiences, I guess is the best way to put it.
So you sell the good shit.
Not this.
We. That n'est pas. No.
And I mean, wouldn't you want to see this off of the streets, Mr. Servet?
At least that it's sight.
We. But I also understand that I'm not really being a solution as to more or less quite possibly causing a greater epidemic down the road.
That's neither here nor there for our concerns at the moment.
Maybe I should go ahead and get out of here and go back home, but...
That might be for the best.
But out here, back home, I was nothing. I was drafted, and after we lost, there was nothing for me to come back to, and now here I am someone. I am Monsieur Chevet. However, I worry about what happens if I go home.
You can always try America.
Yeah,
I mean, the war's
America.
not going to last forever.
True. However, I could probably still do what I can, and then I could eventually leave.
Cut and run.
Oui. So I've already given you all the knowledge and information you need.
Monsieur Chevet, you have done... Thank you so very much for your time.
No problem.
I'm sure very expensive.
As he pulls out his little scarf and waves it. You do not need to worry about your time zones. They are not clear.
Thank you.
Then we cut to
Alright.
a little fruit stand on the road away from Saigon.
That's weird.
We'll say the imagery evokes something of like a western. As you see like a fruit stand that's there, and it'll be like a single shot of this young man who's running a fruit stand, who's walking up. He's carrying melons. He sets them on the table.
How old is he?
16, 17 years old.
Perfect.
And he like itches the back of his head, and he deuce in half like a big truck rolls right up, kind of stops.
Question: do I have a little dime baggie too?
No, you did
No.
not go pick up a
Okay.
dime baggie.
Okay, I got this. So I walk up there, and I'm looking at the fruit.
Well, the GIs are like
GIs.
taking fruit and loading it up on the trucks. Some of them are giving the kid like a high five, and then like as like the high five slides down, you see like $20 US get put into his pocket, shoves it in there, and as this is going on, the truck starts to leave and roll out, and into the frame walks Mr. Dawson.
Well, this is some mighty nice fruit. I look up at the fruit, and I look at the young man. Excuse me, little Mr. Sir there. Do you run this fruit stand?
Yeah, I run. I operate.
Operate. Very good there. I take out my flask. I take a sip. Would you like a little bit? It's the good stuff.
No,
No?
no drink. No, I sell. I sell. You want to buy? Good fruit, $5. Best fruit, $20.
Best fruit? Like, fruit?
You need to get out of here.
I flash my little eyes with them.
You need to get out. I already pay up. Get
No,
out.
more. I pay you more. We need extra.
You embezzle me? You fight me?
No fight. No. We need. How about this, my little friend? I talk your boss.
Me own boss. Me own stand.
No, not fruit, but fruit.
No, me own stand. Me own fruit. Me make own fruit. Me make special fruit.
Oh, I see special fruit.
You want to see special fruit.
I want to see special fruit.
He reaches out from the stand and he pulls out this melon.
Other special fruit.
We don't know. Check out the melon. What's in the melon?
It's in the melon.
What's in the melon?
What's in the melon?
Fruit.
He pushes his hand on a piece of like a bamboo tube that's there that has a little bit of a pressure point to it. So he pushes in and he separates the watermelon.
Where you get fruit?
50 miles east, we grow. Only way we survive. We grow fruit too.
Okay.
You
Name?
guys have name?
I pull out 5. Name?
No, it own farm, family farm.
Family Farm. Interesting. 55
Okay.
north. Okay.
No. Hey, you want for you to see here.
Okay. So I look at it. What does it look like?
Do you have any? Do you have
50
any
miles.
skills in investigation or criminology or anything like that, or even forensics or?
I have 2 in criminology.
Coming in clutch.
Or even,
Great FBI agent.
or I'll even take a notice too if you want to use one of your points of notice.
I also have 2 in notice.
You can use one of them.
Okay, I'll use one of those.
So, you look at the bag. It doesn't have a whole lot of what looked like the stuff that you saw in California, or even the stuff that Thomas picked up. This is just regular run-of-the-mill weed that this kid sells to provide for his family, along with the fruit.
Okay. So I give him money and I said, and can I ask on top of this, who just wanted to make sure they're my people, who just left?
GIs.
GIs. Name?
No names.
No
They
names?
only one. He want fruit. I gave him fruit. I gave him special fruit.
Okay. What he look like? Face, head, hair?
Like you, darker hair, younger.
Younger.
A white, dark-haired younger person.
Numbers. Pointing the patch.
He-
Numbers.
He have chicken on shoulder.
Shoulder.
Beautiful chicken.
Beautiful chicken.
A beautiful chicken, of course.
Actually, Phoenix. Phoenix.
Uh-oh.
Well, thank you so much. I'll slip him a little extra money. You be good. I know here. You know here. You sell fruit with your family. Be good. You be good, young man.
So, yeah.
Still got one more.
Yeah, we do. We do have one more. So,
Alright.
on a busy street in Saigon, through spycraft and guile, you see a young woman who's dressed rather boyishly, I guess is one way to put it. A little more masculine than feminine. She's got a pair of sneakers on instead of regular sandals and what have you. And she talks to this older gentleman, and he finishes talking, and he walks off.
Okay, I'm going to approach, but I'm not in my devilishly handsome East Coast academic anymore.
Oh.
Now, I wear a slightly longer wig, so I have long hair and big sunglasses, and I have a bunch of piece buttons and duds on.
Beautiful.
Yes, I'm now my new character, or a persona that I'm going to soon be making all those GIs just split their sides with laughter. I am Nick Peace, the Peace Nick.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
That's wonderful.
I'm good with that.
So, okay, and I'll
I wasn't
say,
disappointed.
hello there.
Still no different.
And
The name's Nick Peace.
The peace Nick.
I'm a Peace Nick. I hear this is the place to be for a be-in that's far out and cosmic.
I'm going to use my allotted F-bomb for the evening. She looks and stares at you. You can tell she's a mixed kid. She's half Vietnamese and half French. She probably got raised by a lot of like English speakers, and she just says, "The fuck are you?"
Why, I'm just a member. I'm just an individual who happens to believe that the American flag is toilet paper and freedom is dumb. Anyway.
Come with me.
Okay, I follow her.
Now,
Now,
walk into an alley, and she said,
Kills you.
"Do you honestly think that this is going to be?" You know, Wallace said you're coming, and I didn't even realize that.
okay, well,
Oh my God, Wallace!
perhaps I can reveal myself and cast this clever disguise aside. I carefully take off the wig and the sunglasses. I am not a horrible traitorous hippie. The name is Hampton Hamlin.
I'm in physical pain.
Because let me tell you, there's nothing far out about surrender to America's enemies, as I'm sure you know.
You understand that what I do, right?
Exactly. Playing a vital role in our counterintelligence operations against the North. Bravo.
And seeing that I just talked to an NVA intelligence officer, who I'm pretty sure probably turned around to see us talking.
Hence my clever disguise.
What do you want?
I'm sure Uncle Ho will be looking for a long-haired peacenik, and not the devilishly handsome man you see before you. Anyway, I'm here with a certain organization. I don't need to say its name. But we're looking for, shall we say, mysterious goings-on within the jungle. Perhaps related to a certain strain of wacky tobacco known as Black Lotus.
Yeah. That's nice and all. I mean, I deal with a lot of people.
Have you ever dealt with any individuals belonging to a rather notorious Highland tribe, the Chocho?
You know, I had to deal with them once or twice. But, you know, a lot of people just say they're just awful bad news.
I would agree with that assessment, but
They're not wrong.
yes. We have some dealings with them that we must undertake.
Well, you probably won't see any of them out here. This is Saigon. I mean, there's a war going on. Everything's going the way it is. You don't see a lot of the indigenous or the other people out there. But was it French? I don't know what to say. But if you're looking for someone who deals drugs and does weed and all that stuff, probably want to go see Saigon Drugs.
Saigon Johnny.
Yeah, he's a little. What's the word for it? Odd.
Well, I am certainly looking for oddities.
Like he wears like large suits, but he's only like 5 feet tall. Weird.
Strange.
Like he wants to be a big man, but obviously
Lacks in certain departments.
Interesting.
For something.
Would you happen to know if these
Character.
so the Chocho aren't here? Do you know if this Saigon Johnny individual has any contact or dealings with them?
Yeah and no. I mean, you're talking about something like. Have you heard of Tiger Transit?
Yes. In fact, that's something I'm very interested in.
Well, Tiger Transit actually works for the agency. They used to. Anyway. You know Air America?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. That's sort of like that, but
But it sort of it went rogue.
let's say rogue. more like cannibalized.
Ooh.
So, but I can't say a whole lot of anything else. I would probably say go to Saigon Johnny's and find out more. I have to go.
Absolutely. And I will resume my disguise. I put all the stuff back on.
You don't need to wear your disguise.
And I head out. That was groovy.
Oh God, Wallace, why?
Time to go take a poop on the American flag, as well as the concept of obeying authority, because that's what's hip.
Really?
This would make much more sense if it was in America. This is Vietnam.
This is like, yeah.
I'll have you know that Nick Peace the Peacenik is one of the many fun characters that I'm trying out. But it will soon be making lots of yucks upon the radio when I...
Yeah, yuck as in vomiting. Are we all together again?
Yeah. What time again? Oh, it's 7:51. If you guys don't mind, can we go ahead and break for 10?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can get this harness off and a little lighter.
we got to storm Saigon Johnny, so...
Yeah, you guys have to go do some intel work on Saigon Johnny to figure out what the heck's going on.
Yep.
So, yeah. We'll go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and we'll be right back right after this.
Da-da.
And we're back. Anyway, we are back with our agents in their cell, and now we get to figuring out what exactly did you guys learn.
You got a
So,
name.
how much did you screw up, Ham?
I would say 0. Also,
You would say that, but I don't believe you.
Well, my brilliant hippie costume fooled everyone.
There we
including-
go.
Yes. Anyway,
There are hippies on college campuses back home, not in actual Vietnam.
agreed. We all laugh at those long-haired fools. Ha ha ha! You can laugh with me if you want.
I'm not gonna laugh.
Okay.
Laugh with me, Jocko. Laugh with me.
Please clap.
What I would like to point out is that I did not screw things up like y'all thought I was going to. The
Exactly.
grace of God, like y'all said, put me in the
Huzzah.
wheel, and I did it.
And? What'd you find out?
I found out that the guy who was actually growing the natural part of the weed, completely innocent in the mixing stuff up, he sells just the pure growing, cut it with his family, right? So he sells it to GIs, one of which looks like a younger version of me, with prettier hair and eyes, and has a phoenix on his shoulder. And he sells with him and only him directly to our GIs.
The Phoenix program.
But
My God.
he does not give out his name, unfortunately.
Well, as well, he shouldn't. The Phoenix program is a counterintelligence operation designed to destroy Viet Cong propaganda and operatives inside South Vietnam. And they're known for being rather hands-on in their approach.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, they're war criminals. They're horrible. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty dudes.
No, yeah, very bad stuff. One of the darkest chapters in our nation's horrible history.
I don't know about that. There's some darker points.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. They're pretty
Of
bad.
recent history.
Yeah.
The
Recent.
Phoenix program, and it was described rather extremely well by one of the people on that documentary.
Yeah.
Basically, they would walk up to a door, say April Fools, and shoot the guy that answered the door. If they weren't doing their actual real job, they were basically living out a life of spite because maybe the Arvin member that was a part of the program didn't like the individual that was living in a certain village because of a slight. So it's just how horrible things got. And it's not like the Arvin were entirely, I like to say they were effective to an extent, but I mean, you saw the documentary and you saw history.
Yeah.
By the end, they did not exactly do very well. So, pay no mind to what I'm drawing.
Okay, we're
Please
not.
continue. Continue talking.
So we also learned that some dude out there named Saigon Johnny.
I've heard that sobriquet as well.
The only description we got of him was essentially
Blonde
white trash.
Exactly. I'm not sure of his
Kind of rubbish.
his heritage.
Well, you know, people used to say I kind of look like white trash.
How dare they?
I know, right?
I have no idea why they would ever say that.
Yeah,
would say-
neither do I. Neither
Take
do
out
I. Neither do I.
I would say you are white gold.
Cocaine?
White fools.
No. From what I've heard, this Saigon Johnny character likes to wear clothes that are too big for him. And he may have... What's most interesting is he's the connection to the Cho-Cho. They are providing the Black Lotus product that he peddles. So we need to accost this dope pusher and find out where the Cho-Cho are hiding. And then we can mount an operation to rescue those innocents.
Now the question is, do we get one of those green boxes, or do we try to just go in there and be diplomatic about it?
Also, I thought you might like this. I bought it off the young feller.
What is this? Looks like some kind of part of a fruit.
Just trust me. I tested it myself.
No, is that demon weed?
Is there a
Mary
way I can,
Jane?
The
Like,
devil's lettuce.
we're back at our office.
No, I think are we at the office? I
Are
don't
we
know.
in my room again?
Probably in the room.
Yeah, probably. Just carefully stepping around all the bottles.
I'm not taking them.
It's all right. I've learned to bring some essentials with me, kind of like a field kit.
The roll is the rolling papers, right? Awesome.
Let me just test this. Like, is there any way I can figure out the composition of this thing? What does it do?
Well, I'm pretty sure if you smoke it like everybody else does, it'll do what it's supposed to do.
It's not any special type.
So it's just the Black Lotus itself.
No,
Yes.
No,
no,
Marvin,
it's the other part of the Black Lotus. It's
Oh.
not bad
The
stuff.
demon weed.
Oh.
So,
No,
Saigon
he was a
Johnny
nice
gets
young feller, that kid was. Just trying to feed his family.
an enterprising youngster forced by circumstance
I would
into
agree.
a life of
Enterprising young
crime. Horrible. These people have no conscience.
I mean, is it a crime here? Is it a crime in Vietnam at this time?
It should be a crime everywhere, a crime against humanity. Anyway, so I say we go to Saigon Johnny, and yes, I believe it is time to open those green boxes. What are you... Oh, anyway.
Let's go talk to Bob.
He smoked
Alright.
his
Yes.
homemade cigarette.
Oh, and there's something else that is even more worrying.
Nice.
These,
Gets that action.
oh my good God.
Oh, good for her.
These Cho-Cho fellows, they work with Tiger Transit, which works with elements of Air America and indeed our own agents. So there may be some elements of the U.S. government, as hard as it may seem to believe, who are mixed up in transporting drugs.
It's not that hard to believe at all, actually.
It's the most impossible thing for any of us to ever
I
believe.
mean, how else did the
I'm not
soldiers
American,
get stuff?
so
My pappy used to say absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Well, your
Pappy
pappy was
was a
a...
good man.
Well, no, your pappy was a fool. Absolute power, if it's in the hands of just good Americans, leads to absolute freedom
Well,
and
what
happiness.
do you do when you finally
And
get a radio station, young sir?
I'll be able to say excellent statements like that to every pair of ears in Vietnam.
I think he needs to be re-educated.
for about a second before they turn off the radios permanently.
That or read a history book, past 300 years.
Showing the past 25
What's the
years.
point? America's only been around.
Look, the past
That's
25
past.
years, let's be honest, but not that far away from a very bad time in European history. Or world history, for that matter.
So, there was talk of a green box. There was also talking to Bob. So, are you guys?
I think we're gonna
Yeah,
talk
we gotta go
about-
check in with him there.
Talk to Bob. Check in.
Bob.
If he's named Bob, he's a good feller.
Bob is in his quarters, so I guess you
You want
guys
to try to
go
murder
over
people
to his
40
quarters.
years from now?
And he is making breakfast, or he is making dinner. So
Hey,
you
Bob.
guys.
Lieutenant,
Bob
Oh, I'm glad you know not to salute indoors. That's great. Hi.
I was giving you the Princeton wave. It's a little special Princeton thing we have.
I didn't go to Princeton.
Oh,
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
OTS.
more's the pity.
So what do you guys got?
So,
As he's cooking.
what we got so far is there's an individual in Saigon who goes by Saigon Johnny.
Oh, Saigon Johnny. Oh, God. He's got a great club. It's kind of awful because he named it after himself. But
It's called Saigon Johnny's.
Yeah.
No, he seems to be the guy that's pushing this particular
Strain of
The
weed.
Black
strain,
Lotus.
Black Lotus. I don't know if can we really call it a strain if it's an additive?
Yeah, this is the pure stuff right here. I mean, don't worry, I'm not smoking indoors.
Thank God.
That's
You're not hungry, are you? Like he gets up. Are you?
Hey,
No,
so
If
You
I
are.
blinded you guys, I'm sorry.
it looks like Saigon Johnny's suppliers, or who he works with, also works with the Chow Chow, correct?
The Cho Cho.
Chow Chow.
And also in the mix is Tiger Transit.
And Air America.
Wow.
And we think elements of Operation Phoenix might be involved as well.
I think they're just kind of. I think that was a passing thing. I don't know if necessarily they're involved in it.
I should hope
Those-
so.
those
Those upstanding,
Because-
honorable
well, no,
soldiers.
Because no, the thing is, we found that there's someone who is selling obviously regular strains without additives, and that's what they were buying. They weren't buying the Black Lotus.
No, but there could be the one mixing the Black Lotus into the fresh stuff.
Well, we don't know that for sure until we visit site, until we deal with site.
That's true.
Johnny.
But we
That's-
shouldn't rule it out until we know.
That's where we'll find the answers.
So,
I think I don't want to say it's implausible, but you're right. We should definitely not throw it out just yet.
so
Guilty until proven innocent.
That's my motto
the
when
other
it comes
way
to
around.
communists.
That's the
members
exact
of
opposite
certain minority
of how
groups.
Exact opposite of what we should be doing.
so,
Really?
do you guys want to go up to the club?
Yes, heavily armed.
Let's not go heavy learns. That sounds like a very terrible idea.
Not openly armed, but keep something on your coats.
Yeah.
Good
I always
idea.
got a little
I think
something.
it would look really conspicuous if 4 able-bodied American GIs rolled into the place
Thank
with
you,
a lot of
able-bodied.
hardware.
Yes.
Um,
That's where I have a perfect plan. A covert operation. Who goes into clubs? Bands.
We're not forming a band.
Exactly.
We're not forming
All
a
we
band.
need are some sparkly jumpsuits and go-go boots.
I have
Hold on,
banjo
hold on,
in
hold
my
on.
room.
Mr. Conservative, what did you just say?
Look, as part of my careful study of American culture, looking for communist influence, I have, of course, listened to lots and lots of popular music. And some of the most toe-tapping groups have spangly, sparkly jumpsuits and go-go boots. So we should as well.
Or you can just get a
Bob
banjo.
stands up, or
and-
Bob,
It's the perfect
You
cover.
know what? Screw it. I got it.
That means I
Bob
can play my banjo.
Bob sits there and just listens to the spangly outfit thing, walks over to his record player, puts another record on, starts playing it. That is the most dumbest idea I have ever heard. I don't know how you even survive basic training with that kind of logic. I can tell you right now, there are no spangly suits in a green box anywhere. But I will tell you that if you want to go in there, and then if you decide to eliminate the threat of Saigon Johnny, you guys can go to the green box that we have down the way, pick out what you want, and odds are it'll probably be up there in a secure location.
Not sparkly boots and
Look,
sequin
not-
outfits.
Bands need to bring in lots of equipment. The perfect excuse for coming in with boxes and other large packages.
They've got like a knockoff Rolling
Guitar
Stones
cases.
band playing over there.
Well, that's
Actually,
perfect.
you know, I don't think they were like a knockoff Rolling Stones band. I think they were.
The actual Rolling Stones.
No. I've been listening to a lot of stuff that's like been played like all over the place. I think it was. I think they were like. I want to say Indigo Smog, or it was Or
Hank
something
Williams?
like no.
John Philip Sousa? That's the only. That's his
I want
favorite.
to say no. It was the Electric Experience. That's who they were. Yeah, there's a cover band. They're gonna be.
Oh.
They're a cover band there, and they'll be performing, but they're not affiliated with anybody. They're just
Right. So we might need another cover identity
You
then.
can
How
get
about you
the
guys
covers
just
or
go there
roadies.
as GIs looking for a good time?
Also works.
That's true.
I mean,
I kind of wanted to be in a band. I was gonna call it.
Be kind of crazy to think
that
about
why
dreaming
you
to be a
joined
folk
the
singer.
Okay, John Denver.
Yeah, so I was gonna call it
West
Hampton.
Virginia!
I was gonna call it Hampton and the Hamettes. All right.
Yeah, you try to squeeze me into one of those go-go sequin suits. That's not going to happen.
Very well.
Sure look
I'll,
good in it, but I'm not going to do it.
I will slip back into my Nick Peace, the Peacenik
No.
persona.
No.
That's
think we're okay without that one.
Okay.
Sergeant Wolf, and he tosses you a key to a locker. Take everybody down,
go.
pick out a piece of equipment.
Do I get a banjo?
No.
I've got to be excited. I'm
Why?
a really good banjo player.
Let's get out of here, mate. Let's go.
Oh God, I'm burning the scones!
In a skillet. That's how you cook skillet.
We cut to a nondescript storage locker, like a garage unit somewhere in downtown Saigon, down the street from the officers' barracks, through the barricades and the checkpoints. We see a quick close-up of a key shining in the light, in the darkness, jamming into a lock opening, lock being tossed, door flying up. And now I get to ask for how much in your preparedness checks do you want for stuff to be in that locker for you?
Oh, I got a dang old 10 in that one.
I have 14.
Ooh,
I got 10.
Yeah, we're pretty good with that one.
Alright, I will say that a weapon will cost, we'll say for preparedness. Now, I'm going to also say that the green box, it's not going to be modern day technology. This is stuff that's stored during in-between operations. Sometimes they would use green boxes to store unnatural equipment, but this one doesn't have anything in there unnaturally related.
Dang.
Can't go supernatural.
But the weird thing is, a lot of this equipment looks like it was used decades ago in World War II. So World War II era.
Like antique stuff?
I wouldn't say they're antiques. I want to say the M1 Garand and all those other weapons, they were still being used by the National Guard before they transitioned to another weapon. I think maybe the M14? That might have been after the war ended here.
Or the greatest rifle of them all, the M16.
Oh, Lord.
No problems there.
It is it is a gun that never jams.
Yep,
You
just
go
good
ahead and
old
shoot.
American know-how.
Cleans itself. I heard.
Speck of
Yeah.
dust that never jams it.
Yeah, that and, the ammunition.
Well,
That's-
these
that's
look
a-
like old friends.
So,
The classics.
as you look inside this storage room that's lit by one single light bulb that has a pull string, you see a lot of World War II era weaponry.
Is there a automatic Ruger in there by chance?
Your preparedness points will give you a BAR if that's your preferred thing.
The
Browning automatic rifle.
no, the pistol.
Oh, the pistol?
Yeah, a Ruger pistol, the automatic pistol.
You mean like a Luger or?
Yeah,
like,
Luger. Sorry, not Ruger. Luger.
This is all U.S. equipment. So, Colt 1911.
Dang it, they wouldn't have anything taken from any of the former Nazis.
No, man, why would
You gotta remember, U.S. Army, not German.
Let's be honest, they took trophies.
Well, yeah, but it wouldn't be
I
as
don't
fun
wouldn't have
understand
been
that in the
here,
40s
yeah.
or 50s would carry around would carry around put a Luger in something, especially if it's useful and valuable.
Yeah, I'll take Colt.
And you take your 1911. You don't want anything heavier, no long arms.
I don't think. I mean, let's be honest. If we're going for spoiling for a fight, if we're trying to sneak into this place and not be unassuming as some GIs on leave,
probably should,
we don't need to bring heavy. We shouldn't be bringing heavy weaponry. But I think the heaviest I'll take is a stick of dynamite.
Oh yeah, cool. It's like, all right, nothing intense, only this dynamite.
I'm a demolitionist.
No, it makes total sense, but like it just was kind of.
I mean,
Like World War II brick. Sparkler.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they're about yay big about that. They can be stored in a
Yeah,
jacket
you
pocket
can
pretty
conceal.
easily, actually.
Nothing intense.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
M19, a stick of dynamite, and a
1911.
yeah, 1911, and
All right.
probably a trench knife or something.
Okay. It's all yours. We'll say the handgun costs about 2 preparedness, the stick of dynamite 1, and the trench knife 1. I would like for you to go ahead and take a look at that dynamite though before you take it.
Yeah, is it like old?
Old dynamite.
It's been sitting there for at least 20 years.
I'm
so
sure it's still good.
I don't know if it's a movie thing because when I was a kid, I remember watching like a John Wayne movie and they were talking about like dynamite sweating. It would be like nitroglycerin. I don't know if that's real or not, but
I think so. Dynamite has a shelf life.
yeah. So
Like
it might be inert,
acid.
it might not be. Go ahead and make your demolitions check.
I'm gonna spend a point of demolitions on it. What's the target?
Target to beat. Since it's old, I would say you got to beat a 4. First roll of the night.
It's a 6 plus 1, 7.
Well, that didn't fall apart on you when you picked it up, and it looks like the fuse is still good and it's not sweating. So
That's used
You
to it.
can tell by sniffing it. You is amazing, sir.
If it smells like nitroglycerin, like stronger nitroglycerin, then it means it's sweating.
Dick,
just to let you know that nitroglycerin is like a sort of gel-like substance. It's almost like liquid.
So,
not a solid
so you'd be
compound.
able to feel it.
Yes, that's why it sweats.
Huh. Neat.
V, what does Dick take with him? Dick's gonna take everything. Dick's gonna give it to him.
Dick wants to grab the biggest thing in here. Because that's
Lord.
what Dick does.
That's the spirit.
I'm gonna say you find, looking through all this stuff, a BAR.
Secret agents.
Secret agents, but
Well, I can hide it in my glorious belly.
V,
It
that's,
is a light machine gun, essentially.
it
Get
is
a
a
big
it is
jacket.
it is one of the earlier precursors of the assault rifle. I think it fires 30 caliber or something like that, but it always came in 20-round box magazines.
Always top fed.
Yeah.
Well, they have the top fed versions.
I like this one. This one's shiny.
We're going to the club, not the actual front lawn.
Okay, but watch this. I can hide it from my right here to my right here. Put on a heavy jacket. You won't be able to tell. Mow down a bunch of people.
Can I help?
with this.
Can I help him with conceal?
I would love that.
Trying to
actually, so
conceal
you
on this
try
person. I got 10 points in conceal.
I mean, like straight up roll for
Just hide that.
I would say if you guys have any skill points
I
and
know it's so good.
Awesome.
any
Great.
sort of mechanical skills, that you guys probably could take some of the excess, like tools or whatever else. Like if you use mechanics as a skill, you could probably chop down the barrel some and the stock
Does anyone have
and turn it
mechanics?
into
I have
a heavy
mechanics. I
submachine
have
gun.
mechanics.
Well, my friend, you gonna help a fella
Yeah,
out?
I'm gonna burn a point of mechanics.
So we do like the 18 montage shots of you guys getting prepared, and one of the shots happens to be
It's a 5.
Engstrom sawing through this wooden stock on this BAR.
Just
Then
the
sawing.
stick of dynamite like flashing occasionally in his coat pocket on the inside.
As the sparks fly. Great idea.
No, it's just a regular hand saw, so you're
Yeah.
just cutting through the wooden stock.
I rolled a 5 total.
So, and then you sand it down, and then you cut a little bit off the barrel, and you hand it to Dick.
I don't
and-
know why you're doing this, but here you are.
I'm
The
a
recoil is
happy
going to be
fella.
nasty on this. Be careful with it, please.
Oh, my pappy helped me shoot birds with one similar to this when I was a kid. Let me tell you, I killed a lot more than a bird.
Did you
Who's
get
that?
happy?
That's why Pappy only had one leg.
R.I.P. Pappy.
Yeah, you only have one leg and no head. So with the 5, was that sufficient to conceal? Okay.
The 5 was the concealment of the mechanics.
Yeah.
You guys chopped off the stock and the barrel.
I'm a painted camel later.
All right. In that
I'm gonna
case,
say
you're
you all
going
take
first.
V. Are you just gonna carry that, or are you gonna take a sidearm? What?
I'd like to take whatever large-ish knife. Doesn't have to be the biggest knife in there, but some I can like easily chop somebody up with if I need to.
So a jungle machete, not a big one, just a regular size
18 to
machete.
20,
average
21 inch
machete.
blade.
I got a good sized gun. It's a regular sized blade for work.
Good thing you don't use it as a bayonet.
That'd be really funny though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, my
You have precursor to the
great-grandpappy.
chainsaw bayonet.
Just duct tape it on there.
Hey, stranger things have happened. Thomas, what are you taking with you?
Oh, I have no idea because I specialize in unarmed combat.
Just like some brass. Well, you should probably bring a gun just in case. Like,
I have no skill in firearms.
Man, you're a brawler.
I'm a brawler, yes.
I want to take a flak jacket.
Flak jacket? That might actually help. Do we have armor in there?
Yeah, but think about it. If you're going to be walking around in there with a flak jacket.
oh.
Yeah, good point. Crap.
Well, too bad
there
so you get
anything-
shot.
What's the best unarmed weapon that I could probably get?
I'd say like a set of brass knuckles.
But I had those last time. Fuck it. Brass knuckles.
2 pairs, maybe.
Yeah, you can double up on one hand. Really mean left hook.
Got a gun. Got a gun. Those are pretty easily concealed.
I'll take the brass knuckles and an emergency pistol. Yeah.
Okay, you can take a sidearm, 1911. Hampton?
Can I get 2 cowboy pistols?
They do not have cowboy pistols
No!
in there. However,
They do have revolvers.
they do
Revolvers.
There is a single Colt Python revolver. And I'm not sure about the era that if the Python was still in there. When did Dirty Harry come out? Was that 19?
It's like early 70s.
1971, maybe.
Yes, I want a big Dirty Harry revolver.
A little tiny guy like you carrying around a big 44 Magnum. I'd say it's doable. So,
Yes, something like that.
The 1917?
no, or well, the M1917, because that was also when you.
I'll just write, yeah, yes. Do you feel full of luck, my good man?
Do you?
Oh yeah!
Yes, that's what it does. It pops. So,
Because the
Alright, so I'll bring
separate-
that. I mean, that's
it's
sort
okay.
of concealable.
no, it's like a little plastic one. Like
That's
little
cool.
Fire plastic bullets.
Oh.
yeah, so it's an airsoft.
No, like little rubber like plastic bullets.
What?
Yeah, it was bought off of Amazon years ago for costume work.
Nice.
That's right. I don't cosplay. I costume business. So
I'll just write down 44 Magnum because that's the,
yes.
I know that's the caliber, not the gun.
Well, it still does.
45 caliber pistol.
Yeah, but
I'm so impressed with your guys' gun knowledge.
it's like very little for me, sadly. But yeah, I know. And like in my trade, when I go to my writing group and I bring gun stuff, it's not like right. I get yelled. They're like, no. So I just picked up a lot of it through osmosis. But I mean, look, it's it's technical stuff. People like to get it right. So
Yeah,
I don't
See
disagree
the
with that.
HK G3.
Yeah,
German
like
submarine.
I had the. We looked that up when you brought it up. I was surprised it was actually in use at that time.
Yeah.
Everybody's damage should probably remain about the same.
The D6.
It's going to be a D6 plus 1
D6 plus
For
1.
the
for
9/11,
the
1911.
1911 and the 44.
Oh, I should get a blade as well.
How about that dynamite?
Just like a K-bar for me. Or
Dynamite
what kind of
is-
wacky knives they have.
Dynamite's going to be considered a lethal weapon.
What
Well,
about my machete?
Your machete?
Look at that.
Machete, we'll say, since it is a melee weapon. It's going to be a D plus 0, so it's going to be you roll your D6. That's your damage total.
Just
And
like
the
same thing with the
knuckles,
knives?
D minus.
Yeah, that's our knives are going smaller improvised weapons.
Didn't you have that last time?
Yeah. I
Knives,
think it's a
D
D6
minus
one.
D-1?
D
is it the
minus.
same for a combat knife?
Yeah,
All right, D minus D6 minus 1. I'll just take that.
and your stick of dynamite is D plus 5. However, if you end up rolling a 1 on the damage, you don't really need to roll damage then. That enemy is considered dead.
Ooh, oh, I want to bring some grenades as well.
Okay,
Dude,
you
we're
find
getting close there. A stick of dynamite might not go off and get shot, but a grenade will.
you grab a M1 grenade, so that's going to be, the range is going to be close, and it'll be D plus 5 damage.
Ah, cool.
Awesome.
Also, what was the pistol that I got?
It's going to be D plus 5.
D plus 5. Yeah. Alright.
So,
Going in there light. Machine gun. Pistol. Grenade. Dynamite.
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
The grenade's easily concealable.
Yeah.
Wearing a special chain around my neck.
And
I saw Uncommon Valor 2. That was a great movie with Gene Hackman. It was awesome. Yeah. So,
I think I missed that one.
no,
Can I
it's
also-
like a 80s, like after Vietnam thing. Gene Hackman,
Yeah,
tries-
isn't it?
he like gets a bunch of guys from his son's old unit to go to Vietnam to go rescue him.
Oh yeah, gotta rescue those prisoners.
Yeah,
They never
and-
gave me out over those prisoners.
And
Oh,
like
boy.
one of them happened to be Patrick Swayze,
Cool.
but he wasn't like one of the guys who fought in it. He like wanted to go because his like father was lost in Vietnam. So you guys are all packed. I'm pretty sure
Can
you
I
guys
also bring medical supplies by any chance, or is that too much?
you can have a first aid kit.
Cool.
You guys show back up the Bob's with your gear, and he's like, okay, let me talk to my buddy over there, and we'll get it all stashed. I could tell you it'll probably be in a place kind of out of view, maybe behind one of the bars. Just ask for somebody named Ringo, and that'll be your tip. So.
Ringo.
We transition to nightfall in Saigon. You had all the streets all lit up. People are out carousing, drinking, dancing, GIs, whatever else. All of you are dressed, I'm assuming, in normal civilian wear.
Yeah.
You're not trying to stick out like GIs like a sore thumb. So, it's on top of a hotel, so you guys take the lift up. This is going to be your elevator. And the door opens up. And it is crazy balls going on. People are drinking. People are at the tables here. They've got long tables all over the place. You've got a band over here, and I'll use the not real gun to point. You've got your band there. You've got another few tables here. You've got the bar that's all occupied with GIs, juicy mamas, what have you. It was a different time, folks. And you see a stairwell that leads up and a couple of individuals standing there next to a oddly documented door.
That door
Johnny
seems suspicious.
It looks like it's time for us to.
Let's not go there first.
Still being
They're
conspicuous.
I was going to say, it looks like it's time for us to get a drink so we fit in.
That's just what I was thinking. Roy Rogers, please.
You guys.
And Shirley Temples for my friends.
Shirley Temple.
The bartender,
No, give me a
the
beer.
bartender pours 4 beers and sets them on the table.
Thank you.
Yep, looking for Ringo.
Other bar.
Thanks.
You
Slide
pay?
over.
Yep. Pay for the grape. I pay for the grape.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
sweet. Okay, don't mind.
Yeah.
Plus a bit extra for the barkeep.
We'll slide. I think we'll slide over and see Ringo.
Do you reckon we guys are going across?
I'll be your ding dong.
Still prefer. I can imagine.
Can I get another one?
Still prefer home.
Well, sir, you and I, after all this is over, is going to have to go home and drink the drinks you've been talking about. Because you've been talking about those drinks.
It might be easier to get to Germany than from here than it might be from America.
Onward, then.
After that, we'll go to Germany.
By the way, I need to fill this up real quick. We'll go to the bar. You guys got any whiskey? I need a refill.
And so begins.
Refill with whiskey.
So we do.
I mean, I emptied out my flask at like 2. I've been without for a bit.
I don't have a whole lot of modern miniatures, so I'm just gonna have to use my Shaggy zombie.
Nice.
That's
All right.
right.
So-
I painted him as Shaggy.
That's wonderful.
And then there's-
Zoinks.
Yep. There's one that's painted up like Velma too somewhere.
Aww, the shipping begins.
And of course, you know, as you walk along, you do notice other individuals, like, you know, the hired.
Muscle.
Some
Yeah.
goons.
Yeah. Who's at the door? Goons. Well, who's that? Goons. Hired goons. Oh, I've missed The Simpsons. So, the bartender looks at you and. Beer?
Yes, please. Do you know if Ringo's at work tonight?
Bathroom down the hall, third stall.
Thanks.
All right.
It says out of order. It's not.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Well, so you guys take the tab on this one. I'm back. I gotta use the restroom. Gotta use the head.
Do you want to go into the bathroom alone? You're sure?
Yes.
You don't require assistance.
No, I don't require
No.
assistance. I'm not that drunk.
He's not a lady.
Oh, geez.
Oh, dang, different time. Not that it was okay. Alright, I give him a wink.
That's even worse. I was like, okay.
So the bathroom I come
Married.
from, they get you beat up.
Wrong character. This one isn't gay.
So as you walk through here, you get to the bathroom, whatever else. You open up the stall. There's a young, half Vietnamese, half French woman who's just standing there and is holding Dick's gun. Help you?
Yes. I think those are ours.
No, I'm taking these.
No, you're not.
Look. It's okay. You're obviously American. I'm American too. So,
I'm gonna.
You should have asked for assistance. You should have asked for-
We're all just chumming it
I know.
up, drinking.
I'm saying, like, Ringo is clearly the worst beetle.
I don't think you quite understand that those do actually belong to me.
mm-hmm. So, what are you gonna do with it, huh?
I think it's my own personal business, but hopefully I won't have to use them.
You're gonna go see him up the stairs, aren't you?
Don't rightly know yet.
I wish Wallace would have told me.
Yeah.
You part of? Are you with?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well,
If you want to help, you can help us, but I do need these at the moment.
why don't you call everybody else over? Because I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I'm gonna step outside and get them.
Pander, refill.
My, does he need help zipping up or something?
Y'all better stop talking about his Lily. I swear to God.
So,
Alright.
as
Assistant.
Hamlin enters, you obviously lock eyes, and it is your favorite double agent.
Ah, Miss Young. Pleasure.
Thank God he's not wearing the wig.
We made sure he didn't wear the wig. He wanted to.
He also
actually,
wanted to wear something sparkly.
Yes, I was going to be Hampton and the Hamettes. So it was going to be a little band. It was...
He is chock full
You
of
have
great
your
ideas.
little heart
I'm gonna,
somewhere,
I'm gonna,
No!
I'm going to remove the stick of dynamite from her possession. Make sure that I think I might be the only person who knows how to do that
She opens up
properly.
the bag. Just grab whatever you need.
Of course.
You're gonna go up there and meet him, right? Because
Well,
I can
His
get you
face
in.
of beauty.
Yeah,
Oh.
it'd be nice to get us in.
Yes, that would be preferable.
She walks.
Well,
I
aren't you
won't
a pretty
use the
little
little
thing?
pirate lady, but she walks up, and as you guys follow her out,
Why did she have her guns in the first place?
Well, she's our contact. She's an American patriot, don't you know?
I don't know
Not an American.
Not an American. Not a patriot.
Well, I'm still a tool we are using in the battle against communists.
That's honesty.
Counterintelligence is her
Hey, don't.
forte.
I wouldn't go any farther than that.
Good point.
No wonder the rest of the world hates us right now.
Honestly, we shouldn't put a woman in this kind of danger. My mama wouldn't approve.
I'm afraid she's used to this kind of danger.
Man, she wants to know if she
she
can do it.
begins to talk to the guards up there, one of them starts yelling at her and
Uh-oh.
punches her right in the jaw and drops her.
Well, sir, you're not supposed to hit women.
So, what are you guys going to do about it? As they look down, do you say that aloud?
I do.
Over
He
the electric experience cover band?
Excuse me, sir.
And the band and they're looking.
Oh, is it a total silence in the bar moment?
You're not supposed to hit women unless they're your wife. Are you married to that there lady? I don't see a ring on her finger.
Or if she
Ladies and gentlemen, Time the Tabletop does not approve of striking any domestic partner
It's
of any
a
kind of
different
variety.
time.
Regardless of the time period. We're just saying that right now so that way,
we're not sued.
we don't get
Very
sued.
You gotta make that clear.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm trying to be authentic, guys. I'm sorry.
Enjoying the time that I'm driving around town. What? That's when you hear the cocking of a pair of Russian-made handguns, and one of them rising in the air and firing off.
Uh-oh.
Well, guys, I think it's time to
Nope.
get action.
And
Not yet.
as that goes off, behind you see. I wish I had it like a halfling or something. We'll just use the flaming skull as the example.
Nice.
You see a 5-foot-tall Vietnamese gentleman in a very large suit with a black vest and like black spats, white trousers, has a bowl cut, and he's holding this large. I would say it's large for his hand size.
Nice
What
guy.
are you doing here? This is a fun place.
Saigon Johnny, I presume.
We aren't the ones hitting women. That fella right there.
We're seeking an audience
And obviously, you
An
should hire better
audience.
help.
with you specifically. Let's talk.
He parts the coat aside and stuffs this large pistol in his hand. Please, and take the woman up with us as well. And we cut to his office. Everything looks extravagant. It looks like gold on gold on gold, but it's not real gold because, Saigon Johnny can't afford the real thing.
Can I do a medicine check on her real quick?
Yeah, she's... Go ahead. Do you want to burn a point?
Yeah, I'll burn a plate. Yeah, just one. First aid.
First aid will work, yeah.
That's a 4.
She's got a bruise on her jaw, but she's going to be alright. It's going to take a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
They lay her down on one of the couches over there.
you're good.
So, what brings you to Saigon and Saigon Johnny's house?
We're...
This.
Yes. The Black Lotus.
How do you say lovely bouquet?
Lovely bouquet.
Yes, you spoke it correctly, Mr. Johnny.
Saigon Johnny.
Indeed.
So, you're here because of my product?
So you admit you're one of the sellers of it.
Yes, I sell to America because I want to expand my horizons. And behind them you see like a couple of bookshelves of not real books.
It's like
And a world map. It's like if there was a really horrible, like...
It's like that old YouTube ad, like the guy with the nice car, like I read all these books, and that's how I got this car.
Here in my garage, just...
I was thinking really, really cheap imitation of Scarface, too.
Okay.
Here in my Saigon club, just looking out some books.
Well,
As you see, the world is going to be mine one day, and it's a really, really horrible map on the wall.
that's fine.
Probably has a lot of places with different names on it. Probably has like the year it was made was wrong.
That country doesn't even exist anymore.
Well-
It will when he gets back in power.
It will when I run the world. For
Now-
me to run the world, I must win their hearts and minds.
Ooh.
I, for one, appreciate his capitalist work ethic.
But everybody should fall in line with what is going on, because eventually, sometime soon, things are going to pass, and things will be very different, and I will be able to reach the minds of everybody that my miracle product gets to.
Well, that
Miracle
is
product.
rather troubling. Tell me, this Black Lotus, where do you acquire it from? Who is your supplier?
Oh, I have friends everywhere.
Can I get perhaps a location? We would.
No, I'm afraid I can't give you the location.
Well, I'm afraid we're not really asking nicely. Hold on. Hold that thought, sir.
Can I use interrogation, point interrogation, and subtly in playing to his sense
Yeah,
of grandeur
start.
and sense of overlarge stuff, and try to kind of play him up and be like, look, that's going to happen regardless of what we insignificant ants are going to do. I mean, we're just trying to figure some, just ask some questions here. We're just trying to, we want to help you.
We want to write about you in history.
We want to help you. And we're pretty well connected in our own ways. And I think if we can work together, we can make something really big for what you're doing and help you out there. And we just really kind of need to know where your supply is so that we know this is a sure thing.
Well,
Kind of
all I
subtly
know is-
interrogating him.
I would say that's more like you're using like empathy.
Or
That would
persuasion.
probably, yeah, or persuasion or something. I would say maybe reassurance. So you're putting, if you want to use a point of reassurance, because you're reassuring his massive ego.
I'm trying to find reassurance.
It's right under negotiation above switch.
Oh.
I don't have any points in reassurance.
I don't either.
I
I
see some
don't.
negotiation. Maybe I could.
Okay, so sell me on your negotiation, because I want to know what you'll do for me.
Well, I understand that some elements of my government might also be involved. If you want a certain Dos Gringos to join the party, we need to know more about your supplier.
I would prefer nobody knows about my supplier.
Well, otherwise, if we don't know, then you and your supplier may have to go. Now, you and I would certainly both rather that wasn't the case, so instead, let's choose the more peaceful option and bring us into the fold.
He yells.
So can I do
out
negotiation? Can I do negotiation?
to- You can negotiate.
All right.
And you can burn your point.
Oh, it was
And as
pointlessly?
you are using your point, two gentlemen walk in.
Cool.
Because those are the guys watching the door. Negotiation is just.
Point. Yeah, you
Oh,
just
I
need a
don't need
point.
to roll? Okay.
Yeah.
Just- yeah, alright. Mark down that.
Dos Gringos, huh? And do you believe that this is going to help me? Because I don't believe my good mistress would be totally okay with this.
We wouldn't waste your
Mistress.
time if we didn't think it was helpful.
And perhaps we should discuss it with her, if you could make the
If you
introduction.
could find her.
I mean, weren't you the one who was supposed to rule the world, Johnny?
Ooh.
Why are you beholden to somebody else?
This negotiation is over, and he draws his Makarov
Oh no, take him alive, take him alive.
or slides the round back.
Before his chance, I'm jumping up, knife out, and
wow.
tackling him.
Wait.
One of us is to get shot first.
I'm just gonna play this out like I played it out in my head. He chambers around and it's a stovepipe jam, and then he goes.
Oh no.
John.
For Saigon Johnny.
So you're gonna tackle him over the thing,
No, I'm gonna look and I'll turn around.
and he yells at his guys, "What do I pay you for?"
Can we take Johnny in a headlock or something?
You can.
All right.
You are
Yeah,
a
that'd
big
be-
enough guy.
yeah, you got that-
Like I
those
said,
great
it's like Edgar Allan Poe in
fisticuff
headlocks.
powers.
It's a pumpkin.
All right. So I
Okay,
take
what's
him
your unarmed?
10.
10?
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Dang.
I'll put 2.
His hit threshold is 3, so you got to be at a 3. So you're gonna put some points in. You want to make sure you want to succeed.
Points
Yeah.
in.
I'll put a 2.
Put a 2 in there. Okay.
Automatic success.
4.
Yeah, that was a good job. That would have otherwise wouldn't have worked.
So-
yeah.
As he says, "What do I pay you for?" You see Thomas Bigsby, a guy who probably could have been a linebacker for the Packers or any other football team if you're into that football sort of thing. Just
Sports ball.
lay out this massive sprint like he is on fire and just slides across this rickety desk that just falls apart once his weight gets set on it. And all it does is accelerate him even further because the back legs break before the front legs do. And he just slams right into
Ooh.
Saigon Johnny and snaps him into a headlock.
Gun is out, pointed at one of these guys. He doesn't pay you enough for any of this.
Well, Johnny, didn't I say you were supposed to be the big man? Huh? What happened?
As he's slapping on your arm, one of the guys, like, racks around in the AK and
Mike,
Don't.
Mike.
No.
Are you going to call your guys off? Or do I have to pop your head off? I don't use intimidation for this.
Yeah.
you want to intimidate those guys?
I want to intimidate Johnny and intimidating them.
Why would you?
I would just...
Well,
And he passes out.
Oh
oh well.
The desk might be good cover. I don't know about these guys. I would say there's like a little set of steps that goes down here, and there's fairly thin walls.
Go home and tell your wives hi.
You don't have to listen to this douchebag anymore. We're taking them.
Just go home.
Just go home.
No,
Maybe help yourselves with any of the ample narcotics and money within the club.
ransack his office.
Negotiation.
Ransack his office.
Can I do a negotiation on the guards? Oh, let's see if it works. Huh?
Someone rolls off of the couch,
Oh.
drops to the ground. It is everybody's favorite agent, and she fires and hits one guy in the head, drops him. The
pull
other
the
guy
trigger.
spins
I'll
around,
pull the
freaks
trigger.
out.
Yeah, we gotta start.
Okay, go ahead, roll your firearms. How many points do you want to spend?
Where's firearms? I'm gonna spend a point on this one. 6.
Okay, roll for damage.
That's a 6. Was it? It's D6 plus 1, correct?
Yeah.
Pistol. It's a 6.
Okay. Let me double check the what you call it, damage or not damage. The individuals that we were fighting because they are simple standard thugs, and I want to make sure I got their hit.
No match for American firepower.
From World War II.
Yeah.
25-year-old firepower. 23.
Yeah, you clip him. He drops to the ground. It drops his Kalashnikov.
I'm gonna kick his Kalashnikov away.
Well,
He's not going to be able to use it. He is kind of, on the dead side.
Well,
Oh no, he's dead. Okay, good. I didn't know if I killed him. I said I clipped him. I'm like, okay, I didn't
So
kill
they're
him.
all the guards are gone?
Yeah, and she gets up. You're not going to kill him, are you?
no, he's in a medically induced coma by way of choking.
He's knocked the fuck out.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure they all heard that.
So let's
Over the
bounce.
music outside?
As you listen to the door outside, you're screaming, and you hear what sounds like the authoritative barks of individuals getting ready. Obviously, our favorite bartender is gone.
Shaggy!
Did someone throw the door open? I pull my stick of dynamite out.
Yes, that's the spirit.
Please make sure there's no innocent people still out there.
I'll give it a second. I'm gonna move away from the doorway, though. I'm just like, while we're playing this, let's not stand near the doors.
Well, this is gonna be a shitstorm.
You
right
hear
down
a lot
here.
of...
The doors
The
obliterated.
doors are starting to get splintered.
Well, if it's time to dynamite, it's time to dynamite.
And perhaps you had better follow with your firearm of choice.
I'm ready.
I'll bring up the rear with Johnny.
And I'll be in the middle.
I'll just
My
sling him over my shoulder.
Cowboy gun.
Before we go a little further, I would like to say, Patrick, your character is hardened to some kind of violence, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't take as much of a hit to your stability as anybody else would. So.
He's a military guy and is also a demolitionist who has been taught by all sorts of guerrilla groups and demolitions practices.
Okay, so you have no problems with gunning someone down. Hampton, did you witness it at all, or?
Well, I was in the violence last episode, but I mean, he's still Hampton. He's not
Okay.
He's still Hampton. He's still Ham.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys? You're gonna lob the stick down?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make your demolitions check.
I'm gonna burn 3 demolition on this.
Probably
Make
a
sure
good
that
idea.
goes.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful if we
Yeah.
just took the whole building down.
Oh, that no.
Great, that's a 4.
Oh,
You snap out your Zippo, you light it, and you huck it out the window. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That's a 10.
Oh, boy.
You hear blam, then you hear a lot of screaming from people who are injured by the direct blast, who have pieces of wood jammed in their faces and legs and whatever else. You hear 3 different types of yelling, and then you still hear more guys. So, B, what is Dick gonna do?
Dick is gonna find a hole, put the gun through it, as much as I can, aim at who's ever standing up, and shoot.
So, are you gonna go through the door? Because the door,
It's Swiss cheese.
yeah, it's like you're elevated, is what I'm saying.
All
So,
right.
if you come up here on this catwalk veranda thing.
All right, I'll do that.
All right, you move up, you pass through the door, and you sit there, and you see the carnage of Dick's dynamite,
Well,
or not Dick,
Wolf.
Wolf's dynamite.
I'm not gonna ever get on his bad
Wolf's
side.
howl.
Yeah.
The Wolf's howl.
Ooh.
Then you see 2 other guys
It's a
that
very
are
fantasy,
emerging
that's
from
great.
this long table.
Wolf's howl.
So what are you gonna do?
I will shoot at them.
So
I will use 3 points of firearm. And
are you
hopefully-
Are you firing like just an individual shot, or are you going pop, pop, pop,
Well,
pop? Or
Dick's gonna go big or go home.
okay, so you're gonna go full auto.
I mean, I've heard weapons are more accurate if you just like hold down the trigger and
Yeah,
fire endlessly.
absolutely.
That's from
47 mass middle.
yeah. From,
It's
from my knowledge.
a Thunderlord. The gun gets faster and it gets more accurate as the longer you fire it.
yeah. Isn't
That's
that how
the
it works?
only reason that is in my heavy slot.
It's a great gun.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
Very useful in Black Armory so far.
Yeah, I still have to get those powerful enemies dropped. So
Go to Mars and do the
protocol.
protocol.
Yep. I gotta get my brother to get through to other stats before he gets to that point. So you're going full automatic, and I'm still trying to figure out where full auto is, but
We're going ham is.
we're going
Dick goes ham.
full ham.
Full ham.
Ooh.
Not
So-
half ham.
Yeah, not Hampton. Hampton has not gone ham so far. It's coming
All
though.
right, you're gonna go ahead and burst or like full auto. So you need to spend 5 points
5
extra.
points extra. Okay. So
And you can also spend any stability or athletic points, although the only spent firearm points add to the total add to the total firearms results.
Well, then I'll spend 7 points then.
Okay.
I have the points to spend.
All right.
5 for full out and 2 for extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I'll roll.
Yep.
3.
Oh boy.
You roll a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Plus 2.
Go ahead and roll that one more time.
Okay.
You do hit them. Okay. So you hear someone do a Rambo yell, "Yeehaw!" And in the middle of that, "Yeehaw!" you hear, and then you pull the trigger, pull it again. It's unresponsive. The BAR has jammed.
Oh,
No.
God.
But you did light this guy up, and he falls through like the little window glass door thing and tumbles off the railing onto the streets.
All right.
Shit.
Hampton will roll out to the rescue and fire his big old revolver at the last guy.
Okay, go ahead, make your firearms check.
Okay, I'm gonna burn. I got 5 of them. Should I burn all of them?
No!
Alright, I'll burn 3 of them.
This guy's only have like 3 armor.
Yeah.
So add 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4. I'm glad I
hit
did.
him.
Okay.
Now go ahead and roll your damage.
4 damage was plus 1, so 5 damage.
As he just watched his buddy fall out the window, he just takes one straight to the noggin, and
It's also out the window.
he staggers back and does the whole Enter the Ninja move, where it's like,
Take that, communist.
Well, that happened.
That could have gone much smoother.
Well, it didn't. And if anybody asks,
We were
it
never
was
here.
that man's fault. Put one of the bodies. He started it.
I mean, we never said our names or anything, so we're good.
The only guy that knows our where we work for is currently knocked out in your arm.
Let's take him to
you
a
cradling him?
No, I have them slumped over my shoulder.
I'm going to
Preferably tied up.
I'm going to tear up my sleeve and kind of make a gag for him.
There you go.
Let's take him to a more secure location before we commence.
Let's go to that green box.
Wait, hold on. I run and grab a bottle of whiskey. Let's go.
All right.
Open bar, man!
It's an open bar. There's no one to defend it.
What was her name? Is she coming with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Dion
Yeah,
is
Dion.
coming with you.
Let's go.
This poor god, I gotta lay it to rest. You know, God's cute.
So, you guys take him back to the green box?
Because we
Yep.
made such a bad alteration to it.
Yeah, I'll go tie him to a chair. You know, the classic interrogation.
I've rope in there.
Are you guys gonna let Bob know that you got Saigon Johnny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll mention it.
Bring you in and
I'll pull my knife out and says, let's go tell Bob. They want to have fun here.
You
We'll just
is
leave him a
not
message.
scared, mother-
Everything went perfectly
I mean,
at
I'll
Saigon
stay as well.
Johnny's.
Yeah.
You guys wake up Bob.
Bob.
What is... Oh,
I'm not there.
hi. What's going on?
We got some news. We caught a person. We killed some people. But the person's in the room with the other 2 fellers.
Where's this guy at?
That way. You coming or what? Early bird gets the worm, motherfucker.
Wow. We have passed our threshold of F-bomb
Sorry.
for the evening, folks.
Sorry.
We're sorry. And you guys you drag Bob down, and we see the green room lit by the single light bulb, and we see Saigon Johnny tied to a chair with a shirt sleeve jammed in his mouth.
Is he cut out?
Oh, okay. I haven't started yet. I'll wait
Should
for
we,
an audience.
yeah, let's let him
Oh, okay.
conscious too, of course.
Johnny,
I think he's awake.
wake up. Come on. I pat his head for a bit. Come on.
Um,
There you go.
let's remove the gag.
Good.
I kill you all. Wait, put the gag back on.
Yeah.
I will end all of you.
Sure you will.
Mr. Saigon Johnny, you're in a position to be making such demands. Let's resume our earlier conversation.
Yes. I pull the gag out. I pull the gag out with the knife. Now,
Oh.
I think I asked very nicely last time to figure out where your suppliers are working out of. I'm not going to ask so nicely this time.
I mean, he was the one who flew off the handle.
Yeah, you're the one who pulled the gun. You started that. That's your fault.
And then you blew
Then it
up
jammed.
his hand.
Yeah.
Your gun jammed, by the way. You have very bad luck for someone who's going to rule the world. Now, my friend.
It was technique taught to me by Soviet.
That's probably why it doesn't work.
And that
He
explains
told
it.
me it worked better with revolver than pistol, but I tried to prove wrong. Tess Melger reference.
So, now, where do you mix? Where do you process the Black Lotus?
Well, where do you get it from? Where's your supplier located? The Cho-Chos.
And I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to cut across his chest slightly, just enough to cause pain, but not enough to actually
You're
like draw
destroying
blood.
my soup, but I'll tell you. Cambodia.
Cambodia.
It's grown in Cambodia.
Where in
I'll tell you
Cambodia?
where. I can't tell you where.
I believe you can.
Mr.
You will.
Engstrom, you might want to talk, Johnny. Mr. Engstrom here is very good with his knife skills, and I
Oh.
can keep you alive for a very long
And
time.
I open up the box of dynamite. Girls have a lot of fun with this.
We also had a lot of that, yeah.
I'm just going to keep drinking over here. Y'all are scary.
You know, splash them on them and contribute. Make the alcohol burn.
I close it. So, why can't you tell us why you can't? Why can't you tell us where this location in Cambodia is?
Because lady tells me that it comes and goes.
Comes and goes.
It's there and then
Not.
not.
My God.
Aliens.
It's like Brigadoon.
Honestly, yeah.
What the hell does that mean? I happen to love musical theater. Brigadoon. It's a magical story about it's a charming tale
You know,
about a magical town that appears
you
and
know, the
disappears
go-go
at different times.
boots and the sequin outfits are making a whole lot of sense to me. Do you need to talk? Like, I get, this time in Los Angeles, not great. But there are people who care.
Isn't this
I don't know what you're referring to.
You know, my uncle Willie says he talks to aliens.
Last
You may be involved.
Is it
last
the same
delivery.
kind of aliens, the fish aliens?
Yes.
was
I think so.
different.
Huh.
How so?
And
Yes.
I've never used to believe him, but I could see
Hey.
this being the case.
Believe.
Man like you dropped off last supply. Headed back, said he was going home.
Was he wearing a, man like me?
Yeah.
Young man.
Yeah.
And I describe Henry. Is he,
Yeah,
is he
it's
still
him.
here?
No.
He's home.
Home. Cambodia home.
I don't know that location. Now, have they ever discussed? Honestly, it says you say it comes and goes. Have they ever discussed a location before? A place.
The place where it comes and goes.
A place where it
That
can
is
come
and
and
it
go.
isn't.
No.
Is there a contact that you meet? This woman, perhaps, that you spoke of?
I met her first time. Last time I met Associate was Henry Boyd.
And
Henry.
Henry. that's
did
the
he
person
come?
I'm looking
Did he come to your establishment? Or did you meet him in Cambodia?
No. We deal outside town, then we bring in with truck or with car or on bike.
for. Where outside
Yeah,
town?
perhaps you could pick him
How
up.
close? Say 15 miles east.
No. 25 miles north. But they don't do drop-offs. They heard a month ago, last plane that flew had trouble. Like, where they deliver when it went bad.
And what do you know about Tiger Transit?
That's who used to ship the stuff before they stopped.
So who's doing it now? Who's doing it now? Who's transporting? Who's going to
Nobody. Heat too hot.
heat too hot? Is there talk of where it might be after?
No.
it's done?
No.
Did you have a contact within Tiger Transit who arranged these?
No. They told us have stuff there for Tiger Transit. Tiger Transit takes stuff to America.
Who lets you know where the drops are?
Sometimes it's one of the people on the street. Sometimes it's one of them. Young Henry or...
These people on the streets that I describe as best I can the chocho.
The fish people.
Not fish people, just hungry.
Yeah, cannibal people.
Yeah, hungry people.
So, but is it descriptive? So when I describe
It's
a chow, correct? I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Or chocho.
Chocho, cha-cha.
I describe the chocho as best I can. Does it sound like them? The people that come to you on the street?
Sometimes pointed teeth, yeah.
Alright. So we
Is
got-
there any appointed time and place for these meetings? It just sort of
No.
happens. They find you.
No, like drop. They drop message.
Where was the next time you were supposed to pick up a message?
They haven't scheduled anything.
How do you get in contact with them?
He doesn't.
They just leave. And Bob kind of interjects. It sounds like they're doing dead drops.
Alright.
Like someone will drop something somewhere. They'll go by, pick it up later, and all that.
Hey,
we need
Saigon
to-
Johnny, guess what? It's your lucky day.
Huh?
You get to live. But you're working for us now.
Also, you'll never rule the world.
Unless he gets abducted by aliens.
And then he kind of just sits there, resigns himself for a second.
This is gonna be fun.
Then you hear. Well, does anybody have a notice?
Notice? I have notice. I have one point notice left.
Ooh. I think I'm okay with notice too.
I get
You
nothing.
wanna?
No, I have notice. I probably should have notice.
Where is it? Oh no, I got nothing. Nope, it's all on you.
My one notice point.
I have sense
You
trouble.
hear him like. You hear like a click, and then his mouth starts to foam.
Oh no!
You son of a bitch! I open up his mouth.
Cyanide too.
Crap! It's too late. Fucking Johnny.
Well,
Saigon Johnny.
I'll have somebody clean that up. We can debrief in the morning. Just go home and get the smell of beer off you guys.
Yeah.
We'll try. I don't think that ever comes out of him.
No beer, dynamite, gunpowder,
Blood.
blood.
And-
blood on us, to be
And as
honest.
you guys are heading back to your separate places,
Anybody want to party my tent?
No.
Vutru kind of pulls your arm. Like, you saved me earlier?
Well, I checked your forehead. It looks like you're gonna have a bit of a bruise, maybe a slight concussion, but you're gonna be alright. Just make sure to lie down, drink a lot of water. You're
I
gonna be
could-
fine.
I could probably use some, home nursing, if that's okay.
I'll leave you guys do that. I'm gonna walk away back to my own place.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
I mean, I gotta show some gratitude.
Ooh, baby.
I mean, sure.
Okay. So, we're not going to go into extreme detail. We'll just say that it is a sort of
Cut the
the
black.
black moment. And the next morning, Thomas is chipper, happier, can walk a little
Not
slower.
dead.
Not dead.
Yeah, it's like
Not murdered. Not murdered in his sleep.
Gonna make it after all. Everybody assembles, I guess, over at Bob's quarters. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and Bob is making breakfast. So it's like, well, I had to go through a lot of records earlier. Actually, I had someone bring some files in. We're looking at trying to get rid of some of these Black Lotus farms that are out in Cambodia, but seeing that we're not actually involved in any conflict in Cambodia,
What has that ever stopped us before?
that and the defoliant we kind of use is not the best.
Oh, what
Agent
could go
Orange?
wrong with Agent Orange? Clean, safe, and efficient.
We could pose as another country.
That
Isn't
would
that
just
a
be
war
even
crime?
worse when they find out that you are actually Americans.
I'm not the
You can't really mask
I can
that
fake
draw.
an accent. Watch, I can say an American,
You
non-American.
can fake your accent by shutting the heck up.
He's our mute fella.
Y'all is rude. Take another swing.
Arrivederci. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
So, and as Bob is talking, he's like, I gotta put something on real quick. So he walks over to his record player, and it's like, hey, my wife just sent me this album. She says it's great. It is Big Brother and the Holding Company's Cheap Thrills.
Nice.
And he pulls the record out of his sleeve, and he sets it down on the thing and starts to play. Goes through a couple of songs, and as he's talking about it, it's like, well, we do have an asset out there near Laos-Cambodian border. Kind of a guy who wants to sit at the high table.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's efficient. He does a lot for any of the ops. He's always the first to volunteer. His name's Colonel Satchel Wade. And if you give me a couple of days, I'll be able to get you guys some transport out there. Because obviously we all found out that this kid is somewhere out there in Cambodia.
At home.
Whatever home is. And then
Nothing good.
Then you hear, oh, hey, that's my groceries. Hang on. And as he's walking out the door, the song changes to Summertime. And Janis Joplin is singing the song. And as it continues to play, it gets to the guitar solo. Outside you hear a loud thunderclap.
Ooh,
Out the front door?
Down the stairs, out the front door.
Yeah, we go running.
Sprinting.
Yeah,
You
we're
guys
going
go
on.
sprinting down the stairs, and that's when you see Bob missing his legs. And he is screaming in pain. The box that his friendly kid brought was wired. And as he bent down to pick it up, doesn't matter if you're Delta Green or not, still a target because you're still a GI. And as he's screaming in pain, he's like, I want to go home. I want to go home.
Shit.
Oh, God. The camera is panning because all of you guys are gathering around.
I'm tearing bits of clothing off to help band.
Roll that.
You're yelling at medic as you are the medic. Medic, we need a medic. Slap. You are the medic.
And
More whiskey on it.
No, that's good. Oh, boy.
And as the camera is panning over, the camera decides to start panning up and pans up into the blue sky of Vietnam. And then you see helicopters pass over. This is our transition for where everybody is. And it's like a war zone. GIs are marching through rice paddies. You see a couple of individuals going door to door through some of the villages. See a very haggard guy who was sitting there watching a Arvin soldier with the beautiful chicken patch kick open a door and shoot everybody. And as he takes off his helmet, he shakes his head, and it is Sergeant Engstrom Wolf. He is in the shit of it. And then we transition to a jail cell. And we hear somebody singing Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Doodle, Winter Doodle.
And a couple of GIs are standing by the door. They're
Kill me now.
drunk on duty, right? Yeah. And then we cut to a field hospital out in a fire base somewhere. They're bringing in wounded off the helivac, and they're assisting putting GIs back together and stabilizing soldiers is our favorite medic, Thomas Bigsby. And then
Damn it, we lost another one.
And then sitting there at the Armed Forces radio station, one of the Army soldiers hands something that says a casualty report for the operations going on currently today, and it's noon, and you only get to talk for 10 minutes. And that is where Hampton Hamlin is. And then summertime ends, and we fade to black. So, thus ends part 3 of our epic Fall of Delta Green story. I hope everybody really liked a lot of the stuff that was going on. I hope everybody had a great time. It was a downer ending, but...
No, it's
got
got
to.
to.
Yeah,
I know.
That got depressing quick.
Yeah, it just kind of railroaded downhill.
Hey, like Vietnam.
Yeah, it's very suitable for like one of the more tragic
yeah,
bits of human history.
and had we the actual, rights to the music, that would have been playing in the
That would've
background.
been awesome.
And then right at the end of the song is when...
well, you can picture it in your head. It works.
The coolest part is the music that was playing
Yes.
Spike
is very custom.
We got a
and
big thanks to Kat.
Yeah,
Radio.
by
She's awesome.
Kat
Oh my
herself.
Thanks.
So, I mean, I
will
think
never knock Cat's
I think
music.
all of it I played
Yeah.
tonight was. There might have been one that I put in there, but all that stuff was by Kat, inspired by this adventure.
Yes.
So
Original
this
Kat.
is not
Original
just
music.
a bunch of stuff she put together. She put this together for this specific adventure.
What a
So
wonderful human being.
yes,
Yeah.
I
so
love Kat the Dead.
phenomenal stuff.
Happy
Phenomenal
anniversary, by the
loops.
way. That's right. Happy anniversary.
So, next time, next week actually, we're going to pick up with a very interesting retelling of Operation Obsidian. And I just want everyone to know that I hope everyone makes it out.
Right. Shout out! Come on by! Come on by!
Oh, God.
Yeah, and did we hit our? Did we hit where we were supposed
We got a couple more followers tonight. We got two. Destructo24 decided to check it out a little bit longer and decided to follow. Was chatting it up with me for a little bit. Really good stuff. Gave us 10 bits. Cheered with us and had a good time. So hopefully you come back next Wednesday and check out our show. And within the last minute, Crunter just followed us. Also, so we got 2 new followers tonight. So we now are 11 followers away from what was it called
The
there?
Pound of Dice?
The Pound of Dice.
So yeah, is it pound of or pound o? I mean, it's
O.
different.
According to
Pound
the
of
Catholic.
Pound of dice.
Pound
So-
of Dice.
Make sure and tune in next week
1 metric
for the
pound.
exact same show, but
I know it's weird.
so
saying
many
that.
more
Yeah, weekly.
twists and turns
This is ridiculous.
for the next 2 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
we're firing this out and making sure that we make us all feel a little bit somber and understand what really went on. Thanks, Jim, for that.
Hey. Out of tragedy comes hope.
Well, not even that. It was like I always feel like if an adventure makes you feel something, it went well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if
Even
you
if it's
kinda-
anger.
if you go, if you-
Sadness, yeah.
Sadness,
Real
anger,
emotion is,
fear.
is always important.
whatever it is, if you go out going, then you're like, I think we missed that one. But no, that was a little. I really enjoyed the camera angle stuff that you put into your adventure. So, thank you so much, everyone that tuned in, lurked, followed, bidded. Is that a thing? Bidded?
To
If you give us
bits
bits,
or not to
we
bid?
call them bidded.
2 bits or not 2 bits? That is the
Bitay.
question.
Threw some bits
Is it
our
nobler
way.
than mine?
Throw some
Of
bits
the things
away.
Like,
You did
that
so,
era.
Destructo
some bits.
24. So thank you so much. We will see you next week for Fall of Delta Green.
The musical.
Maybe
man.
the music.
Brigadoon.
No. All right, everyone. Before we sign out, we always want to say thank you so much, and make sure and pull up a chair.
Make
time
to
tabletop.
Good
Have a
night.
good one, everyone.
Tabletop.
Tabletop.